All right. Last time on the Curse of Strahd. Shit. Yes, I've been waiting, and finally. So I'm going to read your synopsis, Nathan. The Halloween Spooktacular. The party goes to the armor after an incredible feat of negotiation by Ramis, manages to secure a 10% discount on something that is 1,000% its typical price. We reject the offer and continue to the coffin maker. Not incorrect either. There is quite a large inflation in Barovia that you guys have noticed. Most goods, common goods, typical goods, seem to have like 100% or a 10-time markup is what you have noticed so far. 10 to 25-time markup sometimes. Oof. The coffin maker does not let you in. His name is Henrik. I will refer to him thus forth as Henrik. So we make a way in. Ramis breaks a window and casts an unseen servant into the room to unbar the door. The party attempts a peaceful resolution to the theft and questions Henrik to get information from him. Ramis soon determined this to be impossible, so Zug goes upstairs to explore while Ramis and Kane continue to question. When Zug makes it upstairs, a bunch of vampire spawn burst from crates around the room. There are 6 that burst from the crates, and Zug escapes back downstairs while the vampires run outside, begin to wreak havoc on the town. One of the vampire spawns carries a bag of bones that you've been looking for and runs off into the rain. As they egress, is that a word, egress?
Yes.
That's a cool word. As they egress from the Henrik's workshop, thank you for that.
I'm working on.
Ramis and Zug spot a villager under assault from one of the vampire spawn and dash off to assist while Kane takes flight to pursue the vampire with the bones. Literally takes flight, yeah. However, things take a turn for the worse when Strahd descends from the sky on a flaming horse as Kane fails to catch up to the bones in time. Strahd lands and begins a monologue as Kane comes to a stop. Knowing he has very little power outside of the element of surprise, Kane begins to silently cast shape water to create a large block of ice from the torrential pouring rain above Strahd. Strahd somehow knows this is happening, effortlessly dodges it, countering with some form of charm spell, which Kane resists. Recognizing the importance of the bones, Kane continues to create blocks of ice above Strahd and attempt to stop him to no avail. Strahd takes the bones from the vampire spawn, burns them in front of Kane, solidifying that Kane never had any agency in this interaction.
There's some embellishment there.
This sounds like thoughts from Kane.
That's literally always in Kane's voice when we do a recap. So.
Oh, you're right. We should have had you read it in Kane's voice. I like the Kane voice recap. I think we should do that from now on. I think it's nice. Strahd, clearly annoyed at Kane, ascends into the sky on his flaming steed. Kane considers what options he has, lamenting his inability to save the bones, taking only a small victory and having deprived Strahd the satisfaction of his ostentatious address.
We knew it was going to be ostentatious.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so I have some words. I would like to point something out. I did a little bit of digging because I got really curious and very explorative this week while prepping. And I did look at the shape water spell, and what you tried to do is not possible. I'm gonna say it's fine for the sake of the past, but it's not possible in the future to do what you did. It is very possible to create, to use shape water to take a 5 cubic meter water and lift it and then drop it on someone and freeze it and then drop it on someone. Very possible, but not with rain. With the rain, the shape water spell is you can only target water in a 5-foot cube. So what would actually end up happening in that 5-foot cube is you target the water that was in there, and the best you could do is a strong hail. And you could take that water that's in that 5-foot cube at that very moment in time and slosh it together. But the result would be, because how much water in rain is actually occupying.
That's why I asked how torrential the rain was.
Yeah. So even if it was pretty torrential, the water to air ratio is still pretty small. So what you were trying to do, while super creative, and I totally acknowledge it, I love the embellishment. I also have to make a technical correction that is not okay, not allowed. So not possible is what I'm going to say. But it happened. I let it happen. We're going to say that it happened, but for the future, you can do that. But you have to have a solid, an actual body of water to create the 5 cube from if you want to do that. Won't work with rain, but yeah, totally will work in another scenario or another sense. Okay, so the part before I give you guys some flavor and just some reminders of things that might be relevant or important to today's session. I know we've talked about this and we've talked about doing like a recap at the end of the day, which we did do last time, which is great. A recap at the start, which we're doing now. And I also, at the end of our sessions, I want to get a short sense. It can be just a couple of minutes of what you guys are planning to do next, so that like when I'm planning what I plan for, I'm not planning like 8 different things. And we didn't really do that last time because I kind of stopped it. We didn't really talk about what you guys were planning on doing next. So I kind of want to have you guys tell me what you are sort of planning on doing next, where you want to go, what you are intending to do as your next thing. Thoughts?
Thoughts on that, or thoughts on what we're gonna do like right now?
Yeah, kind of like what you plan to do really immediately next, or like what your next goal or mission is.
I would like to regroup and talk about what happened, and probably go to that church and let that dude know that the bones are
gone.
bones are gone. They went back to their people.
Assess the destruction of
Mhm.
town. Make sure no fur is being sewn into the wedding dress.
Yes, also another short detail is that we haven't really accounted for where the dress is in all of this. Like you guys were supposedly holding it, but it feels very weird that like Zug's been holding on to the dress this entire time, like while he went up to like, he's just holding it. So we didn't assess that detail. I don't think it's super important. I'm gonna say you guys either have the dress or it's very easily accessible. Like he left it at the Blue Water or it's with the seamstress and like very easily accessible
We
to
left
you.
at the Blue Water.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I laid it down right on the ground.
Coffin maker.
I'm gonna say it is very easily accessible, if not on your person.
Zug's been wearing it this whole time.
Zug's been wearing the wedding dress.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just
man,
around one of his thigh legs, though.
like a garter belt, a garter dress.
The gartered wedding dress. Yeah, what else? That is definitely very immediate. Where else do you want to like, what else do you want to move on to today?
I don't know how much of a threat those vampires are. I mean, they
They
ran
all
away. Yeah, but could they leave the town?
We
Or
don't know.
like how concerned are we? Because those guys were pretty bad. I mean, one of them got out and already bit a dude. So it's either look into that or move on to the wine situation. Huh? Wine, guys?
Well, I mean, don't forget why we got the dress, right? We're
Yeah.
literally on a quest to take the dress back to
The druids.
Yeah.
the abbot, and in exchange for a scroll that could remove a curse
So
Yeah.
the whole reason that you
from
guys,
the mad dude, the crazy
Yeah.
Mad mage.
so as far as you know, the mad mage is like very crucial, according to Madame Ava's reading, to you guys actually being able to be victorious. And so he needs some kind of, what you've ascertained is that he needs some kind of greater restoration spell to remove his madness, because he's the mad mage. And you don't have that spell. It will not be available to you for a while, but the abbot happens to have a scroll of greater restoration that you could have purchased, but instead did a favor for him, which was go and get that dress for Vasilka. And in exchange, he's willing to give you one of his scrolls of greater restoration, which you can actually use the scroll even without knowing the spell or being the right level. So that was kind of the goal with you guys coming back to Blackie and getting that dress.
Yeah, maybe we try to tie up that loose end.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
I'm done with that.
Put on a goose chase for a while.
All right. So to give you guys a little bit of flavor, just to kind of remind you of a few things, if you are planning on going back to Kresk, which is where the Abbey is, that's where the Abbot is, and that's where you would be potentially returning that dress to. So a couple of things. Firstly, remember, I changed the map. So getting to Kresk is actually like 20+ mile journey, which means you will have to camp for the night if you do decide to trek out there.
We're a bunch of slow pokes.
It's like 24 miles approximately.
We also don't know where Ez is.
You don't know where Ez is. And speaking of Ez, the tower is actually on the way to Kresk that you guys know about, that you guys found Ez at. That tower is on the way to Kresk. It's almost at the halfway point, so that is a possible place that you guys could camp.
Ez is Strahd.
Ez has
Have you
the
ever
wedding
seen
dress.
Ez and Strahd in the same room at the same time?
God, I hope
Me
that's
neither.
not
Yeah, and Ez is missing. That is true. You guys don't know where she is. You have no indication of where she is, which is not necessarily odd because she is kind of a vagabond, but it is like something you all notice. Her presence is not there. Additionally, a couple other things about Kresk, just to remind you. I don't know if you guys are even going to make it there today, but just in case you do, to have continuity. When you last went, the abbot raised Ilya from the dead. Remember that. It was pretty magnificent and horrifying. Ilya was resurrected with a form of madness. The madness manifested itself as like, I want to kill everybody. Ilya killed his dad, Dmitri, who was the burgomaster of the town. You guys had a fight scene, a chase with Ilya. You chased him down. Sindra eventually got him. Then you guys took him to the abbey, and the abbot cured him, and he rested there for the evening. And then you guys took Ilya home to his mom, Anna, to reunite them after he was cured. And there was also, I think that's most of the relevant information that I think you guys need, just as refreshers, reminders. Other things that happened in Kresk, you guys definitely.
The animal people.
Well, yeah.
The
So
flesh golem.
they're called mongrel
Mongrel
folks.
folk.
Yeah, the mongrel folk are up in the abbey, as far as you know, living there harmoniously. You guys had a lot of weird interactions with Cloven. You guys remember Cloven, little minstrel? There also was Demira, who was the woman who gave birth to a baby boy while you were there. And the midwife who kind of revealed some information to you guys about like the boy's not crying, which means he doesn't have a soul. You guys also screwed over Irina and smited the shit out of that pool. Irina is still in Kresk, as far as you know. Actually, you guys left her in Kresk. So she and Ismark are actually still in Kresk, as far as you are aware. That's where you last left them and saw
What
them.
was her, the guy who was in the pool that Strahd smited? What was his-
Sergey.
Sergey.
Yes, that is Strahd's brother.
Yeah.
So the story, if you guys don't quite remember, I think I told you, so this might jog your memory, is that Tatiana and Sergey were engaged. So Tatiana is like the old version of like who Strahd loved. And Tatiana and Sergey were engaged. And Strahd was like really jealous, and like he fell for Tatiana. And so he killed his brother, Sergey, and like took Tatiana for himself. And she hated him, and she resented him, and she wanted nothing to do with him, and she killed herself. She threw herself out a window. And so Irina is, so what you've learned about souls in Barovia is that souls are recycled, essentially, and the number of souls is actually diminished over time due to reasons unknown to the Barovian people and unknown to you. But the souls over time have a set pool of how many there are, and about 10% of Barovians, 10 to 15% of Barovians have an actual soul, and the rest don't. And the souls are always reincarnated. And oftentimes the souls actually will look for someone who resembles them physically And so this soul of Tatiana is reincarnated in Irina, and they happen to look really, really similar. And so Strahd is, constantly pursuing or chasing Tatiana in one form or another. And right now she's taking the form of Irina. Cool. Any questions? Is that help? Is that refreshed? All that coming back? Okay. That is just like important for some of the other things that may unfold. Okay, so let's get into it without further ado. So Kane is in the street, freaking out. Zug and Ramis are in the street, freaking out. Syndra is in the street, probably also freaking out. We kind of left you unknown at the time. Cool. Yeah, everyone's just freaking out. So I'm gonna tab over to my notes.
Well, how do I see everybody?
You don't while I look at my notes. I'll put my notes side by side, and you can just try not to read them, if that is okay. Does that work for you?
No.
Ryan's wandering eyes.
So as the giant flaming horse disappears out of sight, the rain starts to let up, and the thinnest rays of sunshine actually begin to peek through the dense fog. There are villagers scattered about the town. Many of them are like standing on their doorstep and they're sobbing. Oh, come in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you go. Oh,
That was fun. Hey.
what's that? Does that
Yeah.
work? Okay. So many of the villagers are on their doorstep sobbing next to a loved one. And in the midst of the chaos, you can hear some shouting over by town square. And you hear a very distinctive voice coming from the town square. And it yells out, "All will be well." The hallowed Eve's harvest is taking place very soon. We shall discuss the matter. We shall discuss the matter at the festival. Do not panic. All will be well. And you just hear this like kind of repetitive tone with the intermixing of "all will be well." And you definitely identify this voice as the burgomaster of Valaki.
Is everyone panicking?
Oh yeah, big time. People are panicking.
What's
People
go-
are panicking in the streets. They are crying and sobbing. Some people are praying. It is just a horror scene.
What's going on with the body next to Zug and I?
The man that got bit,
Yeah.
he is still unconscious, but still breathing. Not dead. You can roll like a medical check to see like if you can figure out what he might need. Is there medicine? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ramis will unwrap his arms from around Zug and tend to the man.
Were you guys hugging?
Yeah, it was like we thought it was the end of all time. Rolled a 19.
Oh, this man is losing some blood from his neck. It's not a ton, but he could definitely use a bandage if you have anything like that. But he seems to be okay. You think he will recover.
Okay.
Can we use his own clothes as a bandage?
Yeah, you could rip up his clothes and bandage his neck.
I will do that then.
Don't bandage it too tightly. It is his neck.
I'll rip off the cloth and hand it to the golden.
He just nods at Zug and starts to fasten this wherever the bleeding artery can be tended to. So
He seems okay at the moment. He seems like stable.
okay.
Could we take him somewhere?
You can. He's on a doorstep, so you could knock.
Yeah, I think Ramis will knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and after 15 seconds or so, a woman dressed in some homely clothes opens up the door, and she looks very panicked, and she sees the two of you, and it panics her further. And she looks down at the floor and she is now even more panicked, and she is just panicking her ass off.
Ramis will, in a calm voice, say, "Do you know this man?
Yes, that's my husband.
Take him inside."
What happened?
I'll pick up the man.
Ramis will. There has been an attack, but he will be okay. All will be well. I don't know.
Are you becoming the burgomaster?
He will be okay. I think Ramis will just leave it at that. I don't know.
I'll just pick up the guy and just make my way into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you drag the man inside and put him on a chair or couch, whatever you see,
On the dining table.
on the dining table. And she frantically, observes her husband, and she says, "Thank you." And she like starts to just like inspect him everywhere, and she's just like freaking out and very, panicked. That's the best word for it.
I'll leave the house.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm out of here.
Ramis will shut the door behind us.
Okay. Bye-bye. That was a nice thing you guys did. Okay. How about Sindra and Kane?
I will have made it back to the rest of them.
Yeah, you're not very far, so it doesn't take you long to meet up and group up.
Ramis will venture out in the rain with his cloak over his head towards Kane and be like, "What happened?"
A great deal has happened. You can tell Kane's really tired.
He was making all those water blocks.
So Ramis saw the flaming steed,
Yes.
but he didn't see Strahd.
You could definitely see like you could see enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the bones.
Bones are gone, I'm afraid.
Ramis will hang his head.
I could not make it to them in time. Strahd came down and burned them.
He is powerful. You did your best. Let's find Sindra.
I would have
Sindra.
followed you guys and popped out of somewhere and been like, "Hey,
Hey!
here I am."
Pops out behind the stairs. Hello. Sindra is with you now.
Oh man. Fuck. We must make sure there are no vampire spawn still attacking in the city. It will be hard to trace them in this rain, but it might be as easy as following the screams.
The rain has let up.
Oh,
It's still a little sprinkly, but
this is convenient.
Should we alert the city guard?
What's that?
Should we alert the city guard to help us search?
Yes, perhaps you're right, Zug. As much as I do not like them, I guess we can safely assume they're near the burgomaster, right? Like,
yeah, usually there are guards with and around the burgomaster, as well as Isaac, who tends to be near around the burgomaster. You also know that both the eastern and western walls of Vallaki are guarded by 2 guards pretty much at all times. And you guys are actually very close to the eastern wall. You're on the almost most eastern side of town now.
so it'd be faster to go to the wall, guard, barracks, something.
You're probably equidistant from the eastern wall and the town square, which is where you hear the burgomaster's voice coming from. And the town square is southwest from where you are.
Let's go
Which way?
towards the wall.
The wall.
Good. I do not want to speak to the burgomaster either.
Same.
All right, we head towards the nearest wall gate.
Yeah, in just a few short minutes, you're able to make it to the gate, and the guards are standing watch as per usual. They are like definitely concealing the fact that they are frazzled, and they saw what happened. So they're holding fast, and they're trying to like save face and like be strong, but like they are shaken, and that is obvious to all of you.
Wait, what happened to the vampire spawn that gave Strahd the bones?
He took off to the west.
Okay. Okay.
The one that you guys were fighting took off to the north, and then the other four, you have no idea where they went.
Do we refer to these guards as guards? Are they like soldiers? What do we call them?
They're like guards, yeah, and they wouldn't be offended if you referred to them as guards. By the way, did you take this out?
Yeah. Oh.
And figure out what you're gonna say.
Guards! I figured it out.
That's it.
I'm waiting for someone to address me.
Oh, okay, okay. So you yell out guards to
Yeah.
the two guards that are standing there. They look down at you and they say, or one of them replies to you. What do you need?
Have you not seen the attack? Strahd's fiends are still about the town. We must track them down before they attack more citizens.
One of them says, yes, we are already taking care of it.
Taking care of it how?
There are all the guards are out right now searching the town for the vampires.
I'll look back to the party and just kind of shrug. It's like they say they're handling it.
The party, all of you are like smart enough to know that like two of these guards could not handle one of those spawn.
Ramis will kind of
Maybe four of them could handle one spawn, maybe.
give a quick nod to Zug and then step closer to the guards and say, we are here to offer our assistance. We believe you should take it.
He says, that will not be necessary.
Tell us where are the guards searching the town? They will need our aid.
He says, they are searching in every direction. We have 10 groups of 2.
And how are they communicating between groups?
They are each handling their own sector.
This is not a sound plan. We will help the search. I think Ramis will turn from this guard.
The guard says, very well.
Kane, can you help us keep an eye from above?
It looks like he might be saying something.
Oh, Nathan,
Does
are
not
you
hear me?
We couldn't for a second.
You raised your hand and
It was like very dramatic. It was just a gesture and no voice.
like,
No,
yes,
just-
I will.
He just sends his owl up.
Okay. Ramis will turn to the party. Should we stick together or split up?
I'm not fighting that alone or without the full group.
We're
Yeah, I
all-
think we should
we're
stick
all
together.
exhausted from what we just did, right? Well, I
Ramis is
guess.
doing okay.
I could use the healing spell.
I know.
Wink,
We
wink.
just have a lot
nudge.
of healing spells and healing potions.
Yeah, I think Ramis will probably. I think he would just try to heal Zug. Yeah. Just quick meta question, Zug. How much HP are you missing?
I check over my wounds and my neck for any puncture holes, and I'm like, I'm feeling at about 66%.
Remy says, yes, it looks bad. And with that, Ramis will say an encouraging word and heal you for 9 HP.
All right.
That's
I'm
something.
feeling better about myself.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very encouraging.
Yes.
Can you, Kane, can you remind me of the owl's like radius of what it can see and how far up it can go?
Yeah, it can get like a mile from me or something like that, I think. But it has better vision than I do, which is the only way I can see at night. I actually just see through the owl. I don't have dark vision natively. But it's not like spectral vision or anything like that. It does, however, share any buffs I have. So like, for example, if I have detect magic cast, the owl I could see anything through the owl's vision within that radius of detect magic around me. So I can use my senses through the owl, and the owl could use its senses through me. That's how that works.
So like if you cast detect magic, it's like the owl's casting detect magic.
No, it is still anchored on me, but I can see through the owl's perspective with whatever buffs I have. It's almost like
Okay.
I'm using the owl as a Wi-Fi camera.
Yeah, so if the detect magic is anchored on you, it's still like the 30 feet. So if the owl goes like a mile away, you can't detect magic a mile away. Yeah.
No, I could only detect it around me, but I could do it from the owl's perspective.
Yeah. So if the owl is like atop a building or something like that.
Right.
Okay. All right. So as your owl is like flying over the town and scouting, you see the groups of guards, the pairs of guards that one guard told you guys about. You can see them like going up and down the streets. You can see all the panicking people. The guards are like ushering people back into their houses. And you don't see any sign of any of the vampires.
What time of the day is it supposed to be? Like,
Probably like 5 p.m.
has
4
the
p.m.
sun started to rise yet?
The sun is starting to set.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
But the thing is, like, it's very obscured by all the like mist and fog. So like you can see several beams now coming through because the rain has sort of let up, and there is a little bit of sunlight coming through, which is actually pretty rare. But the sun is going down right now.
Mhm.
We need to find one of these damn spawns so we can question it.
Yeah, no sign of spawns from anything that you guys are seeing. Seems as though they all just disappeared, ran off into the forest.
so we assume that they actually escaped the town at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we know that.
You don't have
but-
any like set information. You do know. History, no. I like to crowdsource a little bit. I want to see what you guys know innately about a vampire. Would that be just like knowledge?
It's like survival.
About a vampire?
Yeah, like what do you know? Like what
Vampires
is
in general.
Yeah, what knowledge do you have about a vampire?
Hmm.
Animal handling? I don't
Like a
think so.
specific one or vampires in general?
Vampires in general.
Ooh, I don't know. You could.
Would that be like history or
I mean,
just
it's up
like
to you.
wisdom or intelligence?
Nature.
Nature? What about nature?
I mean, there's not one that makes a whole lot of sense to me.
So
Yeah.
you just choose.
Mm. It could just be like a wisdom, like it could just be a base skill check.
Yeah, I think let's just do a base wisdom.
Four.
Nature.
Ability to recall lore about terrain, plants, and animals, weather, and natural cycles. It's not really any of those things.
I don't know
History.
anything.
That's like
History.
specific creatures.
Well, this is a specific creature.
Well, I think that means like of note. That would be like Strahd.
But no, it says like about goblins. If you read more further on.
It looks like it's actually like specific class skills.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'll do like maybe wisdom.
Arcana, nature, and religion. Maybe religion.
Religion. Is there religion?
Mhm.
Yeah, there's religion.
Humanoid.
But this is like home.
It is a humanoid. All right, let's do nature. Whatever, yeah, do nature. I'm making it a little arbitrary because there doesn't seem to be something like perfectly fit for this, but nature covers like humanoids.
-2.
Nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
1.
13.
All on you, Kane.
Oh, can you guys not hear me? 13.
You're kind of quiet. A 13. A 13 is enough to know the basics.
Did you hear mine?
1.
No, I said 21.
Oh shit! I thought you said 1.
21.
21. Okay, all right.
You know much
Yeah.
more.
You know a lot about vampires.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so what you know about vampires, definitely vampire spawn, is most definitely they are not allowed inside of a home without being invited. Like that is factual. That is like lore that is true. So they can't go into any of these houses that are actually like housing people
Mhm.
without an invitation, which you assume most of these villages are not going to invite them in. So that kind of eliminates the possibility of these vampires hiding in houses. They maybe could enter buildings, so that is a possibility, but not houses without an invitation.
Can they enter a church?
They cannot enter a church that is consecrated, but this church is most certainly no longer consecrated.
Alrighty. And it has a creepy basement. Great.
Yeah.
Probably why they hired the kid to take bones.
Interesting. Someone's putting something together.
Should we question Hendrik again?
That did not go well.
Well, now we discovered his secret, why he wouldn't go upstairs. Maybe he'll have more information.
He was terrified of the vampires
Maybe
for good
maybe
reason.
he'll be grateful that the vampires have left.
You guys are on the very eastern side of town, which happens to be right next to the coffin maker shop,
Henrik's shop.
Henrik's shop.
Real quick, with
He
my
does
check,
game.
would I know how to kill them? Or the best way to kill them?
Yeah, definitely. A wooden stake to the heart while they are sleeping.
Not while they're awake?
That might be a question for Esmeralda. Not
Buffy.
enough knowledge. You know that a wooden stake is supposed to kill a vampire.
Okay.
Yeah. You also know with a 21, I'm gonna let that ride. You know that running water like rain burns vampires. It's like acid to them.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it all the more impressive what Strahd did. He's literally standing there getting burned in acid rain while burning those bones. And that is actually connected to why Cain was able to see steam rising off of Strahd as the rain fell on him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He seems unaffected.
He was out in daytime in the rain.
It's not his strong suit, and yet
Vampires
omnipotent.
cannot be like in sun and they cannot be in rain.
Wait, weren't the
All of the vampires
Bond?
were in
Yes.
both of
Bond
those
as well?
things, right?
They were, and they were steaming.
but not dying?
They were
I mean, it's like, you know, they not to your knowledge. But with Syndra's check, I am going to allow that. You assume that because they are in running water and out kind of in the day, like it's very misty and obscured and very gray. So like they're really not being affected by direct sunlight, which is why they're able to go out anyways. But the running water is causing them to take damage. So they are probably taking damage and have been taking damage.
Interesting. Okay.
just have a lot of health.
They do have a significant amount.
Did you guys manage to even take that one out that was attacking that villager?
Yep.
Yep.
They
Well,
did not manage to take that one.
son of a bee.
Okay. So yeah, did you guys want to go and question Henrik, or did you want to move on? Did you want to go to the church?
Or we can just sweep the town as we head west. I'm okay with either.
Yeah, a good question is like, does it matter what Henrik's motivations were? Because this is played out, right? It's done.
Yeah, we know why it was done. We know how it was done. Henrik was just a tool.
Yeah.
It appears that way.
I'm done with Henrik. We can go to the Abbey and look for signs of the vampires on the way.
Sounds like a good plan, Ramis. What say you, Sindra?
I think that sounds like a good idea. We should probably find some stakes for you guys on the way. I've got my arrows, so I think that would work.
Love some steak.
Good idea.
Zug perks up at the thought of steak. Steak?
Not exactly that kind.
I think Ramis will look at Sindra. You know of these creatures. Does silver affect them as well?
It's best if it's a wooden stake to the heart.
Does silver affect them?
I thought you were asking Sindra.
Yeah, but you didn't tell her that.
You know that silver hurts magical creatures and that vampires are sort of magical creatures. So there might be an assumption that maybe, but you don't actually know for sure.
Vampires are magical bastards.
Yeah, different than magical creatures.
Would I know if holy water would hurt them?
In the sense of like running water hurts them, so like any water hurts them. You can assume that like holy water may do damage to a vampire.
It's consecrated water, right?
But not because it's holy, it's just because it's running water.
Just because it's like if it's running water, it's going to hurt them regardless. But running is like a, kind of like a, what is running? It's like splashing someone running water. But holy water may do damage to a vampire. You can assume that it probably would based off of what you know, but like it's untested. So
I shouldn't have tried to freeze the water. I should have just clumped it together and dropped it.
You should have just spat it all in the
just
vampire's
splashed
face.
him.
Keep splashing him, just like spritzing him with water.
Oh, hey, I have 9 wooden stakes. Do you guys want them? I have my arrows.
What?
It's just
We were fighting those vampires, and Sindra's like just.
You
admiring
guys
their
did
stake
actually
collection.
acquire wooden stakes also from breaking into Ez's carriage.
We all have wooden stakes?
I don't know if you distributed them, but
Sounds like freaking Sindra has them all.
Mm.
The regular vampire hunter now.
you can pass out some stakes to the party.
Ramis
that's
will
right.
grab 2 stakes from Sindra.
Sindra the vampire hunter. All right. I will hand out my stakes to the party.
Zug.
All right, everyone has a stake.
I took 2.
Everyone has 2 stakes. Ramis has 2 stakes.
Hmm?
You're wielding your stakes.
Got
You
it.
get 2 stakes. You get 2 stakes. You get 2 stakes.
Everyone look under your chair. It's wooden stakes. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so you guys are heading out towards the west along the cobbled road of Valaki. You continue to hear the noises coming from the town square. You continue to hear the Baron's voice trying to soothe the town, definitely exclaiming his catchphrase, "All will be well," over and over.
Is he like losing the crowd? Like,
Oh yeah, no, like they are losing faith in him for sure.
Is
A lot of the townspeople are like murmuring and like you could hear tail ends of conversations and little bits and pieces here and there as you walk through of some people blaming the burgomaster, some people saying that the town is cursed, some people saying like everyone is doomed, when no one is safe, things like that. Yeah, just in general.
okay.
Lots of doom and gloom going on right now. Cool. So you guys continue to hear the voice. You make your way out of town. You pass by your normal buildings, assuming you want to collect the gown from wherever it is being stored, maybe at the Blue Water Inn. Is that where we decided that you were holding on to the gown?
Yeah, we're not gonna go there yet in case we run into a vampire fight, though, right?
It's like on your way.
We're vampire hunting right now.
Are you guys aren't just heading west? You're like more.
I
I
thought
thought we established the vampires all left, like fairly conclusively. So
I
keep
thought
me
we
in
established they were all probably maybe hiding in the church, and we are going to go to the church to find them.
Well, we definitely had to go to the church to tell the guy who asked us to get the bones that the
Mhm.
bones
Father
are no
Lucian.
more. Father Lucian. We have to tell.
Yeah, I
Father
thought
Lucian.
we were going to break the bad news to Father Lucian while
Yeah.
keeping
an eye out.
an eye out for vampire spawn.
Yeah, so basically, just to give you guys the lay of the land, the Vallaki main road, the cobbled road that goes through Vallaki, is like almost directly east-west. And you guys are on the most eastern side. The church is on the most western side of town. It's like the last building on the west. The Blue Water Inn is right in the center. So if you guys are traveling from east, you're going to hit Blue Water first, and then the church after that. So it's a question of, do you guys want to stay on the main road, or do you want to like go north and south, like searching and scouting?
I don't think we need
Definitely not that.
diverge because we have an owl kind of.
Scouting around, yeah. The owl can be like doing some sort of laps around the area, scouting out. Again, you continue to see the patrol guards who are like talking to villagers. You continue to see like chaos erupting and people just like screaming and crying. You don't see any sign of any vampires though.
They must have fled. Or
Seems like a problem for future party.
let's be on our way.
So you guys pass by Gadolf's, which is all locked up and barred closed. You pass by the seamstress, and eventually you make your way you get to the Blue Water Inn, which I'm assuming if you guys have the dress there, you want to pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick up the dress. Zug wears it around his leg. Continuing west, walking by houses, kind of seeing a lot of the same like panic, terror, overcoming most of the people. Some of the people are starting to like go back inside. It's starting to get a little bit, it's starting to get a little bit like calmer as you get to this side of town. Not calm, but calmer than the commotion that was at Town Square. And eventually you do make it to the church. The church looks as you left it. There's something duller about the church.
What do you mean duller?
Doesn't seem as shiny.
Is anything shiny where we're at?
It's never super shiny, but it appears slightly more dull than the last time you visited.
Okay.
Ramis will walk
Right.
inside.
I will also head inside.
The door is closed and like barred.
I will knock on the door very loudly.
You knock on the door very loudly. After 45 seconds or so, Father Lucian opens the door, unbars and opens the door, and sees you and allows you to enter.
Nice.
Ramis will. Thank you, Father. Have you heard?
He says, I have been praying at the altar. What has transpired?
Strahd has visited Vallaki, and he has burned the bones. He has destroyed the bones.
You see Father Lucian's eyes dart left and right. He starts to pant and exhale heavily. Strahd has not come to our town in over a century. How is this possible? The bones, they are gone, are you sure?
Kane witnessed it in front of his very eyes.
The bones were burned by Strahd.
Oh. Oh, that is devastating. There is nowhere that is safe anymore. Oh.
While these guys are talking, can I perceive the inside of the church? Does anything look awry?
Nothing looks suspicious.
Okay.
No.
You must keep the people's spirits high. This has been devastating for everyone. Vampires have attacked many civilians. But we must now go.
He says, oh, this is going to cause a political war. I know it. And he sighs in devastation. Father Lucian says, I appreciate very much what you guys have done, the help that you have brought. Please come back to Vallaki. Check in with us. I don't know what is going to transpire from this, but I know that it cannot be good. I am going to prepare for the worst.
I would suggest, based on Syndra's advice, to stock up on wooden stakes.
Father Lucian blinks at you and he says, I am an old man and I do not adventure like yourself. I don't know that wooden stakes would do me any good.
Well, you may not be an old man for much longer with that attitude.
God.
He says, St. Andrew's Church long ago was St. Andrew's home. Although this is no longer consecrated ground, I do believe that Strahd will not be able to enter here without my permission.
We have at least that.
I will gather and rally those that I can. They should be somewhat safe here, unless the building is destroyed.
Mace was a keep the people safe, Father, and then turn to leave. Let his party say any last words.
I'll wave goodbye.
Goodbye, thank you.
Okay.
When you leave the scene with Father Lucian clasping his hands, looking down, gentle tears streaming down his face.
Before I totally leave the building, I want to lean into him and say, hey, from what I know, if a church is not consecrated, a vampire can enter the grounds. And without those bones, I believe that leaves you weak. So it would be best if you stocked up on some stakes, just as a precaution.
Says, yes, I will have Milivaj fetch some for us.
Very good. I turn and leave.
Okay, you guys leave that horrific scene and head out the western gates. Yay! On the road again. So it is approaching evening time. There is still plenty of daylight to be had. you probably will be able to make it to the tower, but it is going to be nighttime that you will be traveling on the road.
Werewolves.
The
Traveling
tower's
at
like,
nighttime? I don't think we would do that, would we?
It's like 4 p.m.
the tower's like 10 miles away, right?
I can give you a very accurate. I assume you guys are pretty good. One of you is a pretty good cartographer, so.
Can we make it to the tower by actual nightfall?
The tower is closer to like 12 miles away, so you will not make it
No.
tonight unless you like run. So you would have to camp either on the road or in the forest,
Fun.
which is doable.
We've camped on the road before, haven't we?
Yeah, we were
You can
just
camp on
attacked
the
by
road.
werewolves, bums, and bums that turned into.
No, but that
werewolves.
happened when we weren't camping. Like the one time we camped, we were actually safe.
Oh, we ran into that undead dude who kind of wandered up,
Revenant.
and then
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Like that was actually the best outcome we've had so far. Camped on the road.
You weren't on the road with the Revenant. You were slightly off the road, but you were close. You just weren't in forest. So if you like look at the map for just a moment, there's like this, which is like plains, like around hills and things, and then there's like
Mhm.
forest.
And so we're going into.
So you are going to an area that is only forest. Like the road is surrounded by forest on both sides. So if you want to camp, you will not be camping on plains, you will be camping in forest. Or like directly on the road, which is totally like feasible and doable, but obviously leaves you guys vulnerable to like bandits and things like that. Which again, like you dealt with worse.
Okay. I guess we'd stay in Valaki then.
That's what I'm thinking.
You guys can stay in Blackie for the evening if you'd like to, and
Yeah.
head out in the morning.
Based on our previous experience with werewolves, that seems like a good plan. We don't have Ez with us either.
That's
Yeah.
true. All right, so you guys can like head back to town and camp for the evening, or stay the evening at Blue Water if you so desire, or at the orphanage. You have an open invite there too.
Hell no.
Fun.
And we can make it quick if you want. Like we don't have to do a bunch of evening stuff. We can just have you guys stay the night and head off in the morning if you'd like.
Yeah.
That's good.
Um,
How long have we been separated from Ez? Has it been like a day or has it been like a few days?
it's
Like a day.
been.
It was before the church. She wandered off before we went in there, right?
Okay,
She wandered off while you guys were in the orphanage.
that's right. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's been
She
even
was
less than that.
outside. She stood outside the orphanage and said she wasn't going to come. And then when you came out of the orphanage, she was gone.
Okay.
So it's been like a day, yeah. Because I think you guys then camped after the orphanage. You like stayed at the Blue Water Inn, and then you went to Henrik. So it's been about a day, yeah.
Okay. When we do get back to the Blue Water Inn, I would like to kind of search her bunk and see if like she's totally vacated it. Did she leave anything behind?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Anything from that?
So at the Blue Water Inn, you guys have your usual lodgings, should you desire. Sindri goes upstairs and searches around the bunks. You search around where Esmeralda usually sleeps,
Mhm.
and you open a drawer at the end of the chest at the foot of the bed, and there is a tiny scrolled up piece of paper.
Oh, okay. What does it say? I'd like to pick it up and look at it.
So you pick it up and you read it, and it says strategizing at tower.
Wow.
Perfect.
We know
Wonder where she went. Cool.
That's it.
All
It
right.
just says those 3 words. It doesn't even say her name, like it doesn't say anything. It just says strategizing at tower.
Okay. All right. I would show the rest of the group and be like, all right, here we go. She's on the way. Let's go see. Let's go touch
Absolutely.
base.
Yeah. You guys want to do any evening activities, have any conversations, or you want to just like sleep, wake up?
We need to get
Reese
up
will
early and get the heck
sit by
out
the
of here.
fire, strumming his lute.
I will sharpen my stakes.
Yeah, I think he will sit next to Zug while Zug keeps himself occupied. Similarly,
Are you gonna
himself
sing it?
occupied.
Are you gonna sing
You guys
Zug a tune?
think I gave you dull steaks? Those are razor sharp. How dare you?
Yeah, but they're only sharp on one side.
He's going Darth Maul stakes.
Yeah. What happens if I want to like stab one and then twirl
And
it
then
around?
whip it out and stab the other behind you.
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
yeah, double stay. That's surprisingly well
Touche.
thought out for Zug. Nice.
Matters of war and wine. I am the master.
Would you like to sing a song for Zug as he sharpens the other side of his steak? You don't have to.
No,
Okay.
Okay.
I think Remise is more in a humming mood than a singing mood.
Would you like to hum a tune for Zug?
Yeah, Remise is doing it.
Oh, okay.
Didn't want to act that out though.
Nobody else has to act shit out.
We are going to act it
You're
out.
so good at it. You're so good at it.
I'll act my part out.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's sharpening his steak.
You have to be the crack.
Realistic.
Ow.
Oh, you nick yourself? Do you need a band-aid?
I'll rip my own clothes, thank you.
Zug knows this one. Remise will nod as Zug joins in.
Sing it if you know it.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's like kind of like a bluesy Strahd. You know?
Not according to Zug, but
Yeah. It's foreboding. It has a foreboding tenor to it. It's
I
slow.
touched the reins down in Valaki today.
And that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, God, that was
Would you like
good.
to go to bed now?
As soon as Remise is ready.
Okay. I'm trying to keep it moving.
Yeah, that was meant to be like a fade out.
Oh
you
no, that
know?
was great. That was a fantastic
That
performance.
was good.
It was a good duet, actually.
Cindra's in bed.
All right. It's sleepy time for the party. You recover your remaining hit points. You recover your spell slots if you used any yesterday. You recover your energy, and you wake up to the smell of victory.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right.
This
Party
is-
wakes up. Y'all are rearing to go. You got your packs. You got your wedding dress, and
All
you're
the
ready
essentials.
to trek on out. You say goodbye to Erwin, and Erwin is still tending to the kitchen as if nothing has happened because Erwin is just that fucking baller.
Do we think he's soulless or do we think he has a soul?
That's a good question. You could roll an insight check to see if you could ascertain that information.
As Remise is leaving through the front door,
He just
like,
insights.
he like squints it.
He's
Erwin.
squinting at Erwin.
He somehow
Eleven?
gets-
Mm, enough to think maybe yes.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, Erwin's a little special.
Okay. Remise will turn and push through the door.
Goodbye. All right. Heading out of town. Anything you want to do?
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out. All right, you guys get the fuck out of Dodge.
Like, I think we're trying to leave early too. Like, we're trying to like leave right at sunrise, maybe slightly before.
Dawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can get up at the crack of dawn
To bed.
and get all of
Before we
your
rise at 7:30-ish.
to bed. Okay, I'm doing a weird skit now. Okay, so you know that it's approximately 24 miles yet to Crest. You've got this in your heads. You've got a map as well. You know that the tower is a tiny bit past the halfway point. A little bit past the halfway point. So maybe actually like closer to 13 miles from where you guys are. So you do have to traverse some distance. So you guys are heading out and you are trekking along and hanging out and having a good time on the road, carrying a dress and all your stuff. You continue to walk down the road. Any activities you would like to partake in as you go down the road? Anything that you want to observe on the roads, in the forests? You just like walking down the path quietly.
Trying not to attract any unwanted attention, I would think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like I'd perceive as we go.
Just like try to like, I mean, your passive perception is always on, but
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
being low key. I think this is a big deal. We were visited by Strahd. We lost our objective in the town, so Ramirez is feeling a little sullen and just trying to get to Kresk.
just getting there. Yeah. So you guys are walking on the road. You hear some sounds. Some ravens fly overhead and squawk at you. About like 4 or 5 hours into trekking, I'm gonna like assume marching speed. How long would it take you guys to travel about 13 miles with a group of 4 at a marching speed? Probably like
How many miles per hour?
5 hours, 6 hours.
We're so slow.
I mean, you're marching with a bunch of gear and equipment, so like it's
I'm
You
saying,
can
I go
just
backpacking.
say, because I know you were trying to modify the map to be more for the purpose of causing travel to be more eventful. You could just say, whatever speed we're going, it's going to take us like for however many hours you want it to take.
I think it's okay to say like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
What did you find over here?
He's looking up marching speed.
I mean, most people
This is
walk
so
at like 3 to 4
complicated.
miles per hour while they're moving.
God,
So it's
tell
like
me the fucking speed.
15 to like 20 miles is what it should be then.
In a day?
No, in like 4 hours.
4 hours to go 15 miles
Yeah,
or
about
20 miles?
I think
That's
4
way
miles an
too
hour.
fast.
4 miles an hour is not that
walking
fast.
speed is like 1 to 2 miles per hour. 3 miles per hour equals standard speed.
3 miles per hour is
So
like
so when I'm backpacking, like even up tough terrain, I'm usually going about 3 miles per hour, and that's
3 miles per hour. I could like see. I don't think you guys would be going that. That's still like a fast pace.
So 5 hours then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be closer to like 5 hours or so. Yeah.
It's like 15 miles then, yeah.
I would say you guys are going a little slower than 3 miles an hour just because of how much you're carrying and shit like that. And it's also like cobbled terrain. And you're also like trying not to make a ton of noise. So
Yeah.
I would guess like 5 to 6 hours. Yeah. It doesn't really matter that much in this particular instance. So after trekking out, you do come to the fork in the road that leads you to the tower. You pass several things actually, just to sort of note what you guys pass and like when you pass those things. So you do pass over, there's a bridge. There is a crossroads. There is a fork that leads south with that dragon statue, you guys remember? You pass several other forks, you know the way. Eventually you get to a dirt road that leads to the tower that you remember. And you have to travel along the dirt instead of the regular path for a little bit of ways to get to the tower, which is actually going to take a little bit longer traveling on dirt instead of the road. So I'm going to actually say it takes closer to 6.5 hours for you guys to get there. And eventually you make it to the clearing where you can see the lake and the tower in the distance. I was going to mention something else about like 4 hours into your travels as you're going through the woods and in the middle of the dirt paths, you hear distant but not that distant howling out in the woods.
Oh, good.
What time is it?
When you hear the howling, probably like 10 to 11 a.m.
This is Probably wolves.
Probably.
It definitely sounds like a wolf howl.
I'm gonna keep
What-
the owl on guard, looking for wolves.
What are
The
they
owl can
howling at?
see absolutely nothing through the dense trees. Unless it goes into the trees.
What
What do you-
what direction did we hear the howling from?
You heard it come from the north. So like you were traveling west, so it'd be like to your right.
I have the owl generally be keeping an eye on swooping into the trees on the right side, keeping it about, whatever its distance it can manage so that we have at least a heads up if there's wolves coming, if it can see them.
It doesn't notice anything initially. But you just like hear a little bit of howling, and every once in a while you just hear another howl. It does sound distant. It's like not right next to you. But like it's not that far. Nothing has come of it, but you just start to hear some howling noises coming out of the forest.
I'll say to the group, you don't think we should check that out?
Perhaps we should set up camp.
So close to the tower.
And
Isn't
yet
it like,
it's such
what time is it now?
Isn't it like
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Oh wait, okay. Never mind then. I thought we were traveling through the night for some reason.
Hermes will turn to the party and say, "You all have become paranoid. Please, let's keep going."
Let's just go.
Yeah.
You continue on without incident, and you make it to the clearing, and you can see the tower by like noon.
So we're intentionally going to the tower, or
You're on the road that
We
goes.
found a note from Ed
Yeah.
saying she was at the tower planning
Strategizing.
Yeah.
At the
Mhm.
tower.
all right?
Could I perceive the surroundings of the tower and see if I can tell if anyone like trekked there recently?
Yeah, so you're kind of looking around, scouting out the area. It definitely looks like there are some like fresh tracks. You see a wagon out front. Nothing seems like suspicious or out of the ordinary from the narrative that you know.
Okay. All right. Okay. I would say, hey, it looks like someone's been here recently. I'm thinking it was Ez. Let's go check out the tower.
Start wandering up.
You wander up to the tower. It's about midday. The tower is very tall.
Skill
Like taller than
decrepit.
before.
It's the same height.
Did
as
she
it was
build a new
before.
level?
No.
Hmm.
The scaffolding is only half intact though.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Shall we make our way in, guys?
Yeah. We don't hear anything, right?
Nothing that you can hear that is out of the ordinary. You hear like chirping and animal noises.
Howling.
She may have trapped the door again. Perhaps we should call out.
That sounds good. Or would
Hey!
she?
Hey!
Meralda.
We found your silly note. You left just as Strahd descended upon the town. It's convenient time to strategize. Hey! Sorry.
You hear some noises from within the tower, some like movement noises. It takes a couple of minutes before the door opens. The door has no handles, by the way, so it's just like. And Esmeralda greets you, and she says, "What took you so long?"
Did you not hear what I just said?
She says, yes, something about Strahd descending on the town.
Yes, excellent timing, departing and not telling us what you are doing.
You guys were taking so long, and I have more planning to do to execute my ultimate Ravenloft plan.
You should be planning with Zug. You sound a lot like him.
Learning.
And she says, so what is this about Strahd descending on the town?
We were trying to find the bones that were keeping the church consecrated in Vlaki. However, we determined that a child had been hired to steal them and remove them from the church so that Strahd could destroy them. They succeeded before we could stop them.
You're right. It sounds like you needed me.
Yes, how convenient.
She says, look, come inside. Where are you planning to go next?
We have a dress to deliver in order to acquire a scroll of greater restoration so that we can free the mage of his madness.
Right. So you are planning to take that scroll to that crazy abbot, or you're planning to take that dress to that crazy abbot.
Yes.
Yes, that was the deal we made with the crazy abbot.
She says, well, if it gets you the scroll, it gets you the scroll. Although that guy definitely gives me the creeps.
Yes, well, that is true of many things here in Barovia.
Yes. She says, so are you going to continue the rest of the way today? Or would you like to stay here and strategize some more?
We could do with a consultation, yes. Sug, would you not enjoy a bit of strategizing?
Strategizing over lunch? Yes.
She says, yes, I actually caught something and I have it roasting upstairs if you'd like some.
I know. I smell it.
You do smell it.
I'll just make my way inside.
You head inside. Those big giant clay statues are holding the pulley system. And you remember, Zug, that you must go alone.
So I will go first.
Zug will head up on his own. You make it to the top floor. The fireplace at the top floor is roaring, and there is what appears to be a pretty sizable carcass
Wolf.
roasting. Not as big as a wolf.
No.
In between the size of a wolf and a rabbit.
Small dog.
I'll sit down next to the fire waiting for everyone and inspect the cooking and make sure she's doing it right.
Yeah, so everyone comes up and joins you. As you inspect the cooking, it seems to be roasting correctly, but the seasoning may not be to your liking.
Before they, come up, I add a little bit of my special salt.
Is that like
We see this happen?
Oh, I do it before.
He's
You
very
come
quick about it. How about a sneak stealth sleight of hand?
Yeah, I
There
can
you
do
go.
that.
And
I have a disadvantage. What does that mean?
because you're clanging around in armor.
Yeah. If you roll 2 and takes a lesser.
Yeah.
Wait, you have disadvantage on sleight of
Yeah.
hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll 2 and take the lower one.
I'm not gonna bother rolling another 4.
Um,
I'm just like, where is this salt?
that is a perfect description. I have no modifications to make. And you all hear this.
Well, does he season it better though?
I mean, salt never made anything worse.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth, Singdra. What does your elf tongue know?
Said nothing.
Go sit in the corner with your lambus bread.
Okay.
I
all right.
will.
Listen,
I'm
if you
gonna
don't
go
want
sit
me
in the
to
corner,
Tolkien
crisscross up.
you, you are not allowed to Tolkien me. Anyways, so you guys head upstairs and around the roasting, delicious, meaty meal. And Ez starts to explain some of her plans to you guys about how she wants to invade Castle Ravenloft. And as she's explaining this to you, you all are like looking at this complicated, she shows you like a pretty complicated looking map, which I am most definitely not going to give you. But it's a pretty complex looking map. And you're seeing like her sort of mapping and layout of the castle. And this thing looks humongous, like 60 fucking rooms, humongous.
How many doors?
A lot of doors.
It'll take us a year to get through that place.
Sug, look at how many doors are in this place.
It's the ultimate
Can't even count that
dungeon
high.
crawl. And she's like pinpointed a few locations on the map that are like entry points. And she's basically like ready to. She explains to you, I am ready to go back and continue to scout the location. I think that we should meet again, though. And she says, I will continue to do my scouting. I will continue to draw as many maps as I can of this area so that we can find the best entry and the best way to sneak into the castle.
Does Ramis remember why she's trying to sneak into the castle itself?
She has some knowledge about like vampire stuff that you guys have not talked to her about yet. If you'd like to question her, ask her some questions, that's like super useful. Do that.
Probably.
So
a good
Ramis
idea,
doesn't remember that.
because now it's pretty
Plan.
clear.
Not necessarily. You've heard her quite a few times like mention like sneaking into the castle and like wanting to get in there and like find all the weak spots.
Why must you enter Ravenloft? You could have had the chance to slay Strahd and Velaki only moments ago.
She openly laughs at you. She says, you think that you can kill Strahd while he is out in the daylight, out in the rain? She says, the only way to defeat this horrible beast is in his own crypt.
And it is as easy as breaking into this giant castle that you have shown us. It is equally laughable.
She says, I don't think that it is going to be easy, but if I can continue to draw maps, find locations, I can create a strategy.
Yes, the pen is mightier than the sword indeed, as this is a brilliant plan. Sarcastically.
You're mocking her? Can she
Yes.
tell?
Probably. I think Ramis is feeling upset that she left at a critical moment.
He's bitter,
Yes.
like a non-alcoholic
abandoned.
IPA.
She says, so what is your plan then?
To have nothing to do with Strahd.
How do you ever hope to escape this place then?
I quite like it here. As
She says, well, I don't think that is true. And I do not quite like it here. My job is to kill the vampire. And that is my intention.
Ours too,
I hope that you will assist.
but at a later date.
Based on the encounter we just had with Strahd, it would appear as though we are of no match to him. We would be very little help to you right now, as we have
Yes.
much to learn.
Yes, this is true. And that is why I think that you are best served continuing to help the people and learn what you can. I am best served to draw maps and come up with my plan. Eventually, I would love to have you come and execute this plan with me.
When we are ready, we would be thrilled to join you.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
She folds up her giant cartographer's map. And she says, "Shall we eat?" Looking specifically at Doug.
My eyes are just constantly flickering to the carcass, as you so put it.
It is shaped kind of like a.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, Ramesh is also looking at it.
Kind of like a deer.
Hmm.
It's got like thinner legs and a thicker body.
Hmm.
But doesn't have a head. And there's no sign.
Cool.
Nice.
And there's also no sign of its skin.
Oh, that's the best part when it's all crispy like that.
With the fur?
You gotta
Yeah.
take the fur off.
Yeah, this isn't a chicken.
No, you burn the fur off.
Mhm.
Burn?
Oh,
What's wrong with you?
I don't know if that's historically accurate.
I hope
Zach.
you're never lost in the woods with Josh.
You guys all take a big shank out of your delicious dinner, and it tastes much better with the salt than it would have without.
Did the
You
salt
are all
actually make it
inspired,
on?
by the way.
What's
Actually,
that?
Did the salt make it onto the carcass? I thought we just heard Zug yelling about the salt.
Well, we
He
taught him
eventually
performing the
got
action.
the salt.
Yeah.
I
He
emptied
just
the
wasn't
entire
sure.
contents of my backpack on the carcass, so the
Mm.
salt,
so many health
got
potions.
there.
I'm in the wedding
eventually.
dress.
Oh no. This is why we don't let Zug have nice things.
The
Ramesh,
wedding dress was nice.
That's
uh,
Cinder's responsibility right now. Ez, would you mind if we ask you a few questions about the vampire ilk? It seems as though it may not be the last time we encounter such creatures.
She says, "Of course, I would be happy to share whatever knowledge I can."
We struggled deeply to cause any kind of harm to them. Is there anything you could do to tell us or show us or give us that we could perhaps defend ourselves with between now and our assault on Strahd's castle?
Mhm. She says, "Yes, I will tell you what I know." And she's going to give you some information about vampires. I'm going to make sure I have all the accurate information in front of me. Okay. So, she tells you. She says, vampires have many different abilities and can be quite convincing. She says, while they are not very smart, they are very dexterous and they are very strong, much stronger than they look. Vampires can regenerate a lot of health if they are not standing in the sunlight or if they are not standing in some running water. It is very important that you know that a vampire will regenerate and continue to gain their health back. So it is something you must be wary of and careful of. It is best to approach and to fight a vampire when there is sun or when there is rain.
Or perhaps both.
Perhaps both. Vampires also can climb many difficult surfaces. They can be upside down on a ceiling, so always check the ceiling of a room when you walk in. So be careful because they are very spider-like, very spindly. Vampires, in addition to having many strengths, also have quite a few weaknesses. She says, firstly, it is mostly known, and this is true, that a vampire cannot enter a residence without an invitation from one of the occupants of that residence. So it is important that you are in a house if you are fleeing from a vampire, the vampire cannot come in if you do not invite it in. She says,
Interesting. As what if they chose, instead of coming in, to simply destroy the building?
it is possible that the vampire can destroy a building, but they must destroy it in its entirety, which would take it some time and it would be quite complicated to do. Especially with just claws and teeth. This would be a very difficult feat, depending on the construction of the home. She says, if you are able to find a vampire in its resting place, which is my plan for Strahd, and drive a wooden stake into its heart, you will kill it. It has to be a wooden stake, it has to be made of wood, it has to be piercing, and the vampire must be in its resting place. So you cannot just do it wherever. Normally, if you just drive a stake into a vampire's heart while it is, active, this will just do regular damage.
Does the type of wood matter?
The type of wood is not important so long as it is piercing. It must be totally sharp at the end, and it must be able to completely pierce the flesh of the vampire. Most vampires have a crypt or a vault, a coffin that they live in, that they go to rest during the day. This is a good time, a good place to confront the vampires in its resting place if you can find its resting place. She says vampires, as you know, have very sharp teeth. They can bite you, they can claw you. And she says, if a vampire is able to get to you and it is able to incapacitate you, it can grapple you or restrain you somehow, and then it bites you, you may become a vampire. So this is the worst case scenario. You most certainly want to avoid this, which means don't fight the vampire alone. If it gets the upper hand on you and there is no one else around, it can very easily turn you into one of its spawn.
Was I bitten?
Sort of, kind of.
Is it just a bite or is it like an exchange of blood?
It's just a bite, but it has to be like a very specific type of bite.
Yeah, okay.
So I know. Well, I'll just ask. So before you tell me anything else, I was bitten by a vampire. Am I going to die?
More importantly, should we kill him now?
How long ago were you bitten?
24 hours.
She waves her hand in front of your face.
I just get a bewildered look like, wow, a hand.
She says, technically, this tower is a home, and I did not have to invite you in. I think that you are okay, but we should definitely monitor the situation.
So
And
it's not immediate.
It is not immediate.
Okay. Whew.
She says, can I look at your wound?
Yeah.
She inspects the wound and she says, this does not look deep enough. The vampire must sink its teeth all the way into your neck for this to happen. It does not appear that this is a deep enough wound.
Vampire must not have liked the sodium content of your blood, son.
Just like pure salt water.
You should have tried biting my backpack instead.
It appears as though you have narrowly escaped becoming a vampire. She says, that is most of what I know. This is why my plan is to find Strahd in his resting place, because I know that this is one of the only ways I will be able to defeat him. I am not dumb. I know that he has far more powerful than I am.
Would you be willing to assess our weaponry? We struggled to cause very much damage to these creatures.
Yeah. So she takes a look at some of your weapons. She looks at your short sword, which is, you have a silver short sword, right? And she says, this is a good weapon to fight against many magical creatures. If you are able to access more weapons that are made of silver, this will most certainly help you with any creatures of a magical nature. These weapons will be perfectly adequate against anything else, the wolves, the zombies, the ghosts.
Mhm.
And she like leans down and squints at you guys and she says, have you guys encountered the ghosts yet?
We encountered a few relatively harmless ghosts before we met you, as
Yeah. You have actually encountered some ghosts, but not like a ghost.
nothing super spooky.
Yeah. And she says, and what about the wolves and the zombies?
Have we found zombies? I can't remember. We
was that-
definitely fought
hey,
some werewolves.
There was that one dude who looked pretty dead, but he was cool. He was cool. He gave us advice
The
in
Revenant.
in the dark at
The
night.
Revenant is not a zombie, actually.
What
But
about didn't we meet what was up with the silver hand dudes? They did not seem like normal.
what do you mean, dudes?
Okay. So remember before we got to Valaki for the first time, we met. Hold on, I have a note. I'm literally trying to
I think this is what Josh is just talking about. So
Yeah.
you met a Revenant.
Well, yeah, but I think he's talking about something else. We met. I don't.
It was the person from the Order of the Silver Dragon from Arginavostalt.
Argenvostholt.
Argenvostalt.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is the Revenant. Yeah. That's the
Okay.
guy you met. So you
And
guys were
then
camping
I thought we
and
met Vladimir Horngard.
no, he told you to go see Vladimir.
Okay.
That is what he said. He said you should go meet Vladimir.
Okay.
That was the name he gave you. But like you only met this one Revenant. You cold?
It's freezing.
No. Yeah. So you met a Revenant, and he told you that you should meet with his brethren at Argenvostholt.
Argenvostalt.
And you have seen that silver dragon placard quite a few times as you've gone back and forth between these roads. So you have a sense of where that is.
I think we
Just
told
hasn't-
guys about that too.
Hasn't been a priority yet.
So no zombies.
No zombies. She says, be careful with the zombies. If you sever the limbs of the zombie, the limbs still live and can still attack you until you destroy the zombie.
But the silver's not much use against vampires.
So it is magical. Silver.
She says the silver will do more damage than your regular weapon.
But we only have one silver sword, so we need to.
Might be something to consider. Ez also only has one silver weapon. She is not about to give it to you.
So, as we must be on the lookout for silver weapons for vampires, is there anything else especially helpful in combat with them?
She says most vampires are afflicted with certain things that happen to them in life. Like maybe a sibling died and they are constantly seeing that sibling everywhere. They are out for vengeance. They usually are afflicted with something. Now, Strahd is different. Strahd is not your everyday vampire. He has special powers. He has special abilities. He is very charming in a very creepy way. And he will not have the same quirks that a normal vampire will have. It is important to know that Strahd is almost always one step ahead. Strahd Strahd has visited me. I have seen Strahd. Strahd thinks of me, and most likely yourselves, as pawns. He told me when he visited me that I am not ready yet. He has this twisted sense that he wants to see me gain strength. He wants to see me become an opponent that is worthy of a fight. This is how he thinks. We can use that against him. You guys seen
Weird.
Hunter x Hunter?
No, I haven't. That's supposed to be. That's on Netflix, I think.
It's a good series.
Yeah, I've been told I need to watch it multiple times.
It's a good series.
Hmm.
So
Ash's friend was like raving about it to us in Discord. Like,
it's a
one
good
day.
series. I love it. And there's this one character, his name is Hisoka, and he's like the creepiest clown of all time. And he's like really like a weirdly creepy, sexy clown. It's really bizarre.
You're
Yeah.
using a lot of
You
Okay.
opposing
have to-
words.
You have to see
He's
it.
charming in a very creepy way.
You have to
He's
see
a sexy
it.
clown.
But he's a sexy clown also.
He's a sexy clown. And he is like one of the best fighters in the Hunter x Hunter series. And the like main character of the series, his name's Gon. He's like this little kid. Hisoka basically like toys with him a ton, and he's like he could very easily kill him, and he like doesn't ever, and he doesn't want to because he sees the potential of Gon and wants him to like get strong enough that he can actually like fight him, and like he's so bored that he just wants a real challenge. So he like puts things in front of him to like get him to be stronger. And yeah, that's kind of the vibe here.
Neat.
Can he put some better weapons in front of us? That'd be great, and we'll be a
You
little
put some,
stronger.
some just like very vanquishable, high XP creatures.
Yeah, can we get some like hyper silver weapons?
Yeah.
I would also like to ask, as while we're still talking about vamps, do they ever have any human servants under their control that do their bidding during the day that we would need to keep an eye out for?
She says, no humans. Humans cannot be afflicted in this way. Strahd can charm humans, but he cannot control them.
Okay.
In order to actually control them, they need to be zombies, they need to be his spawn, but not humans.
Okay.
You do not need to worry about any actual humans. I mean, not for that reason.
Yeah. Okay.
This is good advice. We will try to keep an eye out for more impressive equipment.
Yes, this is a good goal, to ascertain some equipment to help you along the way. In the meantime, it also will be helpful to continue to bolster the town. Part of what Strahd feeds on is the despair, the anger, the sorrow. If you can help alleviate these things, if you can inspire hope, this will agitate him.
We got to get the wine.
Zug is going to interrupt, and he's going to like, we need to get the wine flowing again. Wine solves all three of those problems.
We were planning on going to, I believe it was Yester Hill. Something there about the druids warned us. That is where the, what were they called? They were like some plant demon people or something like that. I can't remember their names. Well, they have taken hold of what is required in order to rejuvenate the vines.
She says, yes, the wine will be quite important. She says, see also that you can make connections. If you can connect to the people, if you can build relationships with the people, this is what I have found has been most helpful for me.
Cool.
What shall we do as we depart to find this dress? When should we meet again?
Yes, that is a good question. You will find me here strategizing. Sometimes I do not come back for several days, maybe a week, but eventually I do come back. So look for me here. if you would like, you can leave something here to let me know that you have come. You can leave a note. You can tell me where you are. And we will find a way to connect in the future. I am sure of it.
Very well. Thank you for dinner.
He
Suppose.
says, I wasn't going to be able to eat it all on my own anyways. And she like taps Zug on the shoulder. Speaking of
Is there
dinner,
anything you want to ask her?
Good.
So no one has anything they want to ask Ez?
Nope.
I don't
I
want
think
to
so.
take
well,
all
Ramesh
the...
just wants to stare angrily at her.
He seems quite angry at you, Ez, for leaving us in such a predicament.
Kane does not speak for me, but it is strange when you chose to leave.
She says, I have much knowledge, but I do not have foresight. As in Ramesh have very weird vibes.
Uh-huh.
There's
Tension
very
there.
weird, uncomfortable tension. And Ramesh, of course, interprets that as sexual tension.
Sounds like she just did.
Okay, well, I took a ton of notes.
Yeah, you guys can continue to chat with her, ask her more questions if you'd like.
I think it's like afternoon, right? This wasn't dinner, this was lunch.
This is like lunch, yeah.
So I
This
think
is lunch.
Rumi will just say,
It's late in the afternoon now.
very well, we should.
How far is Kresk from where we are?
About 11 more miles. So you guys could hit the road theoretically, and make it to Kresk by nightfall,
We should be on our way.
but it will get dark while you are out.
That's fine.
Best.
We'll hustle.
Yeah.
Must be leaving.
Okay.
We have calories now, we can move faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head back out onto Le Road, and you hit the road in the afternoon. Probably it's close to, after all this questioning and eating, it's probably close to like 2:30 p.m. You hit the road. It's probably going to take you another 5 hours or so to get to Kresk. The sun will-
Another 5 hours, but you said the tower was more than halfway.
it took you 6.5 hours to get to the tower.
Oh.
Yeah, like 12:30 by the time you get there. So it'll take you about 5 hours or so, depending on the terrain, to get to Kresk. So you hit the road, you start to head back out to the main path, hit the cobbles, and head out for a very long day of travel. You are growing weary from walking with all of your armor and all of your belongings. You continue to hear some howling coming from the north.
Is it growing closer, or it's still just like?
It is a similar distance. Doesn't sound any closer or any farther than it was before.
I'm just gonna make another comment. It's like those damn wolves.
I'll
Always
have
wolves.
Kane will try to focus the majority of his attention on just doing his best to keep an eye out in that direction with the owl, so as to hopefully have a shot at preventing a surprise attack.
Yeah, so the owl is like darting in and out of the trees. The trees are pretty dense, so it like can't cover a lot of ground quickly. It like takes it time to like get through and to walk through all the stuff that's out there. Damn it, what happened to my Strahd? There we go. There we go. Okay. So essentially, you continue to walk. You hear some howling off in the distance. The bird is out there kind of looking around. The bird sees some various animals. The bird actually does see like a lone wolf. And that lone wolf is just scavenging, and it doesn't appear to be stalking you or anything like that.
Continue along.
Okay. And eventually, after some time, after about an hour, you hear more howling. And this time you hear multiple howls, and it's closer. The owl is still darting around looking for the source of this noise and cannot seem to quite pinpoint where it's coming from. And now it's like coming from multiple locations.
Everyone, we appear to perhaps have some company.
You feel as though you are being closed in on.
What is our marching order right now?
You tell me.
I'll take lead.
I'll be in the back.
Second or third?
Are we walking in a single file line?
I mean, you don't have to be. It's a 10-foot wide road.
Yeah, we guess we'd be walking in the midst. In the mix.
In the mix. Okay.
I think as it seems like we're being surrounded, I want to cast invisibility on myself.
Damn.
She's fucking out. See you, nerds. Okay, so the owl is still like darting in the north through some of the trees, looking around, and suddenly it comes face to face about 15 feet away from the road with a wolf. And this wolf is the size of a grizzly bear.
Great.
It is
A
huge.
dire wolf.
Is it on all fours?
It's on all fours. It is gray furred. Its snout is covered in red blood, dark red blood.
Kane points in that direction and yells out, "Dire wolf!"
And the wolf starts to paw its way towards the main road, towards you guys. And
Does it look hostile?
yeah,
Okay.
and I will take
Checking.
an initiative check from everyone.
That's not good. Where is my
16. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
5?
Oh,
Yay.
Ooh, no, wait, 22.
14.
22, 14. What was the 22, 16, 14, 5.
That's real bad.
And 6 for the wolf. So
Oh, I heard that echo. It was horrible.
Okay. So let me mark all those down. So I have Sindra at the top with a 22. I don't need to write down the numbers. I have Zug, then I have Rami, then I have Wolf, then I have Kane. Okay. And don't mind me. Okay, and Sindra, the wolf suddenly appears out of the forest and in the road. This thing is massive and it is impressive and it is utterly horrific. It steps out of the fog and it snarls at you.
How does it see me if I'm invisible?
Sorry, it snarls at the party. It doesn't see you. You get to act first, so I said your name.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it doesn't see you. It snarls at the party. Sindra, you get to act first.
Okay.
Also, dire wolves have an incredible sense of smell, and it will probably be able to sniff you out.
Ugh, whatever. All right.
Not the right creature for stealth.
Are we doing this fight tonight, or are we doing it?
Technically, we play until like 8:45, so we could probably get through it if you guys want to.
That's cool.
Josh
All
is
right.
itching for switching.
What?
If you guys want to fight.
Yes, let's outrun a pack of wolves.
It is one wolf to your knowledge so far.
Whatever came.
Even though we heard like a bunch.
I heard a bunch of wolves.
You see one wolf.
We heard a bunch of wolves and we see one wolf and got the feeling that we were being surrounded. Is that what you said? That's great.
Closed and
A
on
lot of eyes.
Should I do a quick perception check?
to perceive what?
Our surroundings to see if I can notice any other wolves or anything else around us?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, you can do it, but you notice nothing.
What if
There's
I
nothing else. There's nothing else around you at this moment
Okay.
to perceive.
Cool. Fun. Great. All right.
That is what you perceive, is that there's nothing else around you right now.
Delightful. Okay. I am going to attack at it with my crossbow then. 27.
47?
27. I did a nat 20.
That is going to hit you.
It's going to hit
27?
me.
No, that's just a hit.
She rolled a nat 20.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a critical hit. But she has to, I don't know the 5e rules. Is it just crit? Does it just crit?
Oh, you get to roll the roll damage, like the dice roll, and then you add.
You double the dice roll in damage, right?
I think I double my damage,
I think so too.
right?
This works super differently in the other campaign we play, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's we have to like roll to confirm the critical.
Yeah, it's ultra hard to get a critical.
Roll to confirm your critical.
Except Drexar can on a 19 as well.
So all dice involved in the attack's damage are doubled by a critical hit, but you don't damage the modifier.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're like, what is your crossbow like damage?
1d8 plus 4.
So the 1d8 you would double, but the +4 doesn't get doubled.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
roll your
Okay.
d8. What does it give you?
Let me see. 7.
So you double that to 14, and then you add the 4. So that's going to be 18 total damage. Which, by the way, your moment of glory, you can describe what you do and how this affects the wolf
Oh,
when you get a critical, which I don't think anyone has gotten a critical hit before. Have you?
Really?
I don't think so. In this entire campaign, I don't think anyone's got a critical hit.
Since I was invisible when I made the attack, I don't get sneak attack, right? 'Cause they have to be
No
in-
one is within the 5 feet radius of the wolf yet.
Unfortunate, but all right, whatever. I'll just settle
Probably
for
better
18,
if
I
you don't
guess.
go first, actually.
What?
It's probably best if you don't go first so that like Zug can get into melee combat with it.
What about her next?
Generally.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I am going to, I think I would, let's say, do a flip in the air, like diagonally away from the group, not towards the wolf, but
And
just
no one
diagonally.
can see it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna diagonally, but I'm gonna fire it while I'm midair and upside down so that I appear and the group sees me doing my flip and then my sweep attack, and then I will land and partially conceal myself in the nearest tree.
Hell yeah.
Dope.
That's dope.
Thank you.
And yeah, so this hits the wolf and pierces directly into its chest, and it lets out like an angry snarl, howl, like
Aw.
that's not what a wolf sounds like, but you can extrapolate.
Sounds like a cat. I think you got the two confused.
That's a good pickle. Yeah, and it takes some damage. You hurt it. Mhm. Ouch. Okay, an arrow seemingly flies out of midair, is what the rest of you guys see, and strikes the dire wolf in the chest and wounds it heavily. And out of seemingly nowhere,
Oh god. More dire wolves.
a wolf flanks from the southern side of the forest.
So on the other side.
Came out of nowhere.
And it lunges straight towards, who is our straggler now? Now that Syndra's not in the back anymore because
It'll
she's
be-
invisible,
Kane.
would it be Kane or Ramiz?
Yeah, one of us two. I'm not sure.
Probably me.
Maybe Kane. He's just like walking slowly back there.
I'm the old one.
The wolf lunges towards Kane and pounces, attempts to pin you down. And
Wait, is it so it's having its turn now?
yes, no, this is a different wolf.
I know, but that
Yes.
new wolf is
The new wolf is, yes, it rolled higher than all of you except for Syndra.
Okay.
So at least one of them. Okay. Roll D20. I really just need my D20. And it rolls a 15.
It misses.
Okay. So it does attempt to pin you down, but at the last second you dodge it, and it is not able to get you, and it pounces onto the cobbles instead. Okay. It's Zug's turn, and there are now 2 wolves in the scene.
Okay, so there's the one that's the 15 feet away, right?
Yeah, it's about 15 feet away in front of you.
Okay.
It's looking like 10 feet. It's actually pretty close. And then there's the one that's by Kane, which is probably also about 10 feet away from you in the other direction. 10 to 15 feet apiece. Yeah.
I am gonna go to engage the one next to Kane.
Okay. So that's like east of where you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I want to do anything special? I'll do a goading attack.
Yeah. Goad that wolf.
Okay, so let's.
Hello, Cosmo. It's like looking
Oh,
right at the
come
camera.
He gets
Why are
offended
my
if I, like,
rolls
get up and
so
walk anywhere
bad?
else.
It's an 8.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
So what is this? Do I get to attack again?
With the second attack?
Yeah, you can attack twice whenever you take the attack action. So I can attack one more time, right?
Yes, you can. So you attempt to goading attack it, and it
15.
a 15 is going to hit it.
Okay, now I expend the superiority dice. We'll do slashing damage, and I think I roll one more d8. Sorry, it's rare that I do this. Attack action. Doesn't say.
Deep in thought.
I'm just gonna into my phone again. It's been a while.
Sure.
Yeah, it's 1d8. So I'll add, so it's 5 damage and then 1d8.
Roll your d8.
I'm rolling it. So 8 damage total.
Okay.
And now it must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13. On a failure, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than me till the end of my next turn.
It fails. So it has disadvantage on all but Zug.
Yep.
So Zug is attacking the one that's going for Kane.
Kane, yeah.
Okay.
And it is Ramis's turn.
Satisfied with his 2 party members attacking one wolf, Ramis will turn his attention to the initial wolf attacker
Mhm.
and will dissonantly whisper at it.
It doesn't understand what you're saying, but it is scared.
It doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Okay. And it must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 15. I'm assuming wolves are not wise, please.
Too wise for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It rolled really high.
Does it not take any damage if it?
Was it half damage or anything like that?
Oh, this spell sucks. No, nothing happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Save or suck.
Yeah. All right, that's my turn.
You just whisper at it and it like cocks its head at you.
Yeah.
What is this peculiar man trying to tell me?
Oh, I thought it would take half damage.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. It is now the wolf's turn, the OG wolf. Should we give them names or should we just call them Wolf 1, 2, and 3?
Oh, so there's a big wolf.
I mean, Wolf 1 and 2.
Let's call the first wolf the dire wolf.
Bitch.
Wolf with an E at the end.
Wolfé.
No, it's just pronounced wolf.
Oh.
Don't try to
And
get
then
it
one of them
close.
can have a Y at the end. It could be Wolfie. Wolfé and Wolfie.
And the third wolf that will inevitably come, it's wolf with an IE.
Wolfie. I think we'll just call them A, B, and C.
Okay.
Oh. They deserve to die.
Not Wolfie Dose.
Wolfé Dos. That is a reference to our other D&D campaign where I summoned lots of really creepy wolves. I actually summoned tigers and lions, and the lion tigers. They all have the same name. Whenever I summon them, it's always Jeff. Jeff the tiger.
Is it with a J or a G?
J.
Until it's the second one.
Jeff. And then when I summon a second one, we call him Hefe Dos. I don't know why I turned to Hefe. I think it like became Hefe instead of Jeff because it means like boss.
Might just be Hef.
And then it's like Hefe Dos. Hefe Dos. Anyways, I digress. Wolf A lurches out towards, at this point, Ramis, because Zug has disengaged from it. And it is going to attack Ramis. It is going to lurch at you and attempt to bite you.
Okay. Ramis, as a reaction, will spit cutting words at it in desperation, as it seems.
Ugly wolf.
As it seems.
Your coat isn't shiny at
Totally
all.
unaffected initially.
Your claws are inadequately sized for a wolf of your stature.
Ramis is cutting words, not cane. What are you, a dire cat?
And what does that affect you?
Oh, just that. I get to interrupt the DM for 5 seconds. No, they have. Oh, as a reaction, the creature makes an attack roll. You can expend Bardic Inspiration, roll the die. So I think it's a 1d8, and I subtract that from whatever it's trying to do.
Okay, but like, doesn't it have to hit you first?
No, I can do the attack roll.
Oh.
So if it's trying to hit me, I'm going to.
So you can subtract not from the damage, but from its attack roll?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's quite good. It's attack roll, ability check, or damage roll. It's any of the above.
It wasn't gonna hit you anyways.
-2 on that.
Oh, yeah. So this wolf lurches at Ramis to attempt to bite him, and Ramis does not give a crap about that. And yeah, he just says no. Yeah, he just dodges straight out of the way. It's not even a parry, it's a dodge. It's a flat out dodge. Doesn't happen. And from the same direction as the surprise wolf, a third wolf does join the battle. Yeah,
Right.
very unexpected, I know.
They trace.
And it is going to gang up with its member and go after the perceived threat that is Zug. And it is going to, yeah, it's
They're
going to
offended.
lurch at you and attempt to pin you once more. And it rolls 19.
Yeah, I'm at 19.
Meter beat, right?
Yep.
Yes, everything. Okay, so it bites you, and because it's
Everything's biting me.
oh, actually it has advantage on its
salty.
attack roll, so it would have been able to roll again if it rolled badly.
It has advantage.
Yes, this
They're-
one
they're-
does.
They're pack predators.
Yes, because his pack member is within
Fucking
range.
knew it.
Yeah. So it is going to bite you, and it is going to hit you for 10 piercing damage.
Wow.
And you need to roll a strength saving throw.
What's this thing doing to you, Zach?
Oh wait, let's disregard
Casual.
that. I need to do the saving throw option. 19.
Okay, you are successfully
I don't have rabies.
still standing. This thing, remember, this thing is like the size of a grizzly bear. So if it like lurches on you and bites you, it will very easily knock you prone.
Okay.
Damn.
So you were able to pass the strength saving throw. Okay. And with that, I'm going to move it to Kane. It's finally Kane's turn.
Hey. Oh,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Where am I? Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
That's such a good impression.
That was very good.
He's gonna make a great old man one day.
He already
Not
makes a
today,
great old
obviously,
man.
but soon.
I'm gonna go. Okay, so I can't do anything too cool because I will hurt other people. So
Only fire? Oh
I
my
can't do
God.
fireball. It would kill everybody. So I'm
Do
just
it.
gonna fire bolt the
this.
one that
Wow.
Indra hit.
What Ryan just made me while we're playing.
That's amazing.
Wow, Ryan, where's mine? Jeez.
Come and get it.
Seriously, I haven't eaten dinner yet, and you're just flaunting.
Josh, you want to go get a Popeye's chicken sandwich after this?
Yeah.
All right, deal.
Jealous.
All right,
That sounds so good.
I'm gonna go for the wolf that Syndra acrobatically, artfully struck with.
That would be Wolf A.
Wolf A.
Wolfa.
Wolf A.
Well, Feifei.
And that's a 25 to hit.
That's gonna hit it.
And that is a let's see, 10 damage.
All right, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Zug knows all about taking 10 damage.
So wait, what spell was this, or what?
It was firebolt.
Oh,
Just a
firebolt.
just a cantrip.
So
Easy, bitch.
you cast firebolt on the wolf, and it burns its chest, which is where Syndra hit it, and you can see the skin start to redden on its chest. Ooh.
Yeah.
Does
Fuck
this
you.
invigorate me because I'm hungry?
Smell like home cooking, Zug.
Okay, and that is now Syndra's turn.
Okay. Question.
Uh-huh.
Are the two wolves by Zug within 30 feet of each other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to use a fancy move that is new to Syndra, but I want to make sure I can do it in addition to my regular attack. So are one of the wolves within melee for Zug?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to shoot at one of them with my crossbow and then follow it with a special move called Wails from the Grave. So I would get my sneak attack because they're in melee, and it says immediately after you deal your sneak attack damage to a creature on your turn, you can target a second creature that you can see within 30 feet of the first creature, and it takes 2d6 necrotic damage.
So is this ability, it's not an action, it's like a bonus?
Yeah.
What is it
just
labeled
a
as?
Special. Same as sneak attack.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
just
so
a-
that just means like when you get to sneak attack, you get to also do that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so you want to attack, so Wolf B and C are the ones that are within range of Zug. So you want to attack those two.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to attack the one that hit Zug, or did you want to attack the one that lunged after Kane as your primary
Have
target?
either of them been hit yet?
B has.
Yes, Wolf, no, Wolf C has been hit actually.
I thought I hit the one that was
Yeah,
Wolf
it's
B.
actually, it's complicated because Wolf C is the first surprise wolf, and then Wolf B is the second surprise wolf.
Why did you do it that way?
Because of the attack rolls, I did it that way.
Ugh.
I can change it.
All the
Wolf
wolves
B.
saw Syndra cast
Wolf C.
invisibility.
No, I'm changing.
You
I'm
gotta
changing
do
it.
that too.
So Wolf B
Wolves
is the
cast
second one that
invisibility.
appeared. That went after Kane.
Okay. And then Wolf C is the one
Is
that
the one
just
that
attacked
appeared
Zug?
and went after Zug. Yes.
Okay. All right. I guess I will shoot my crossbow at Wolf B
Right.
and then target Wolf C with my Wails from the Grave.
Okay.
All right.
Shoot your
So
shot.
let's do my crossbow
Wails
attack
from the grave?
first.
I saw that smile, Josh.
That is 17 against Wolf B. Does that hit?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get 1d plus Just a sec. So that is 13. So it's 13 piercing plus my sneak, which I believe is 2d6, but let me double check. Mm, 3d6, okay.
3d6 for sneak attack? That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so much damage.
Rogues are imba in 5e. Glad we have one.
Yeah, why is not everyone being a rogue? Jesus, you guys.
Rogues are real good at doing stabby shooties.
Okay, so 16 damage. That's only sneak. So wait, it was 16. Fuck, what was it? What did I roll first? Crap.
You can look at the log. Oh, are you not using D&D Beyond?
I am, but I'm only rolling it to myself. Can I still look up a log of what I rolled?
You should.
How do I do that?
There's a game log up in the top right. Look, it says right next to campaign Curse of Strahd. It says game log, though. If you're only rolling it to yourself, and you cleared it,
There it is.
yeah, okay.
Nope, it showed me. Okay.
There's a drop down that says self, so you can look at yours.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay. So 10 and 16. So 26 to the first one.
Yeah.
And then my 2d6 necrotic to the second. Mhm.
There's a walking meat shield.
Is just 4 necrotic.
Okay, so you attack Wolfie first, and you hear as you pierce your arrow through it, your arrow hits it in the upper arm socket, and you can hear a crunching sound, like you
Cool.
broke its bone.
Nice.
And the wolf like loses its balance and like keels over a little bit and lets out a really sad whimper.
Oh.
The second one that you hit with necrotic damage takes 4 necrotic damage. You can see the slight a slight bit of swirling black smoke rising from its shoulder.
Okay. Sweet.
Well done.
Now it is Wolf's B's turn, which is the one that went after
Yeah.
Kane and is now suffering greatly.
Goated.
Yeah, and he's goaded. Yeah.
Suffering and goaded.
So I have a question for you, Zug, about with goading attack. Does different intelligence have the ability to tell? Because obviously I, the DM, know that it has disadvantage on attacks that aren't directed at you. Would it know that?
Well, what's their intelligence? Well,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters. I think it's like, how does the ability work?
That is entirely up to you.
Their intelligence is pretty low. So I'm going to say it doesn't know. Maybe a slightly more intelligent creature.
You can always just roll like a D4 or something. I don't know. Because if there's another target nearby, then, you know, he has like a 25% chance of trying to bite him. if the creature is unintelligent. If it's like a dude, I think he would know because it's a goading. It's like, hey, you better attack me, or I'll take your lunch money or something. You know?
Yeah, it's still kind of like a threat.
Yeah.
And even
yeah.
an unintelligent wolf might be able to like
Yeah.
perceive threat.
Mhm.
So I am going to have it focus and attack Zug, and with its friend, and hoping that the two of them can hurt you together. And it is going to lurch towards Zug with the last of its strength. And it is going to roll.
Nothing, because the attack is going to use a bounce off my chest hair.
It gets advantage on its attack, but even with that, its highest roll was a 13.
What? Yeah, no.
It gets advantage because of packs. When
Yeah,
they're in
yeah.
packs, they get advantage on their rolls. And so it attempts to attack Zug, but unfortunately, Zug is able to parry the attack and push the wolf back
With my chest hair.
with your very strong chest hair
Did you say unfortunately?
for the wolf.
Oh. I was like, that sounds very cool.
And it's Zug's turn, and Zug, can you roll a perception check?
Oh
Yeah.
god. Wolf 4.
Wolf 5. 9. It's okay. You can finish chewing.
Cheddar's trying to eat my burger. It's pretty funny to watch a little cat try to eat a burger. You perceive nothing. You were absolutely useless.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
Zug, it is your turn to attack.
I will attack. I will. Wolf C is nearby too, right? Is he
Mhm.
within melee?
Yep.
I will use goading attack on him.
hmm
So give me a second.
Wait, so they have disadvantage when they attack Stug? Or when they attack anyone but Stug?
Anyone
20, 24.
else? Mm-hmm.
And let me roll a d8.
You guys, Ryan turned into a cat.
Oh my god!
12 damage, and it's a
I got it.
DC
It's a worm,
13.
12 damage,
Yeah,
Nice.
DC 13.
and it has to DC 13 wisdom.
Yeah.
It rolled 9.
It failed.
Fails. So it gets also disadvantage on all attacks but Zug.
Okay, so I'll attack again.
Second attack. You gonna attack the same guy?
No, I'll go for B
Nice.
this time.
Look at that bad
Mhm.
boy.
19.
Mm-hmm.
3.
3 damage,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's-
that's rough.
just enough.
Okay, kill it?
Hey.
Wow. Okay,
Nice.
so
Wait, I have my descriptions. Let me read my descriptions.
okay, I have
Listen,
a
I'm trying to be
question
better,
after that.
okay?
I know. Hey,
Trying to be better here.
I enjoy the descriptions,
Okay.
even though it should be me giving them.
Yeah, actually, if you kill the target, I'm going to allow you to describe what happens.
Okay, so with that last blow, it was an upper hand or a downward strike of the axe,
Nice.
and I cleave right into its shoulder. And sensing the fear in the wolf's eyes, I hack again to cleave it into a wishbone shape.
Oof.
What?
I don't know where I was going there, man.
He's making
was
art over
unprepared.
here in the corner, son of a bitch.
The wolf's wounds spout blood as it lies lifeless on the ground.
Mm. Okay, so now question time. That was one attack action, and I got 2 attacks. Can I attack again?
No, you did attack twice.
Yeah, but I get 2 attacks per attack action.
I don't think that's how that works. You get 2 attacks
You
Not
only have
two
one
attack
attack
action.
actions.
Yeah.
You only have one.
Oh, yeah, I get one attack, one move, right?
Yeah, so you used your
Okay.
one attack action, which allows you to attack twice, but you don't have another attack action yet.
Okay, so
You can move if you
I
want, but you're gonna spark.
If you could attack 4 times, you would be utterly broken.
yeah, I know. I'll just I
just
can't
gonna-
do anything.
I mean,
you did
you
something.
killed
You
a
did it.
wolf.
Good job.
No, I'm just saying with my other action, there's nothing else to do, so I'll just kind
You mean like with your move action?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just
I
do
mean, you
nothing.
can move, but you'll provoke an attack of opportunity if you do.
Yeah. Can I move closer to the wolf?
You're pretty much in melee.
Okay.
It
I want to hug him next turn.
is Ramis's turn, and Ramis, roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh no, please don't tell me there's another invisible wolf ready to pull a Syndra on us.
I shouldn't have started chewing. 14?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Ramis is able to see that Wolf C, who is in combat with Doug, who's in combat with everyone really, is like a little bit crippled. And noticing the slight cripple in its body, you were able to pinpoint that in one of its legs, you can see the little butt of a knife dug into its leg, and is not any of yours.
Oh no, it's been murdering other people.
Okay.
Or he's just angry that it has something stuck in him.
Came here for help.
You think it'll be our best friend if we pull out the knife?
No, I think Ramirez does is noted.
That
And
ship has sailed.
yeah. So I kind of lost track of which ones we've been doing damage to with the lettering system.
So only A and C are left alive. B is dead.
And A was not the initial one.
A was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
C was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
They have both taken damage.
Okay. And they're both currently assailing Zug, or only one is? One's currently attacking me?
C was
C is attacking
people.
Zug.
And one's attacking me, right?
A is attacking you.
No. Okay. So I think, given that Ramis's spells don't seem to ever work for him, he is just going to drop both his blades off his back and just swing at it.
Okay.
With silvered short sword first, because that's his lucky one.
Okay.
Oh my god, that is a 1, which ends up being a 7.
Not gonna hit.
Sword number 2. Offhand is a 20.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. 4 damage.
4 damage. So you slash with your first weapon, and the wolf is able to sidestep your first attack and hop itself out of the way. But doing so causes it to be out of position for your second attack.
Aha!
And your second attack goes and makes a large gash in its left shoulder blade.
It's trapezius.
It's trapezius.
The beast, it bleeds.
Okay. And
Makes
the
a great
wolf,
side effect.
upon getting scratched by Ramis, is very agitated
Scratched. Oh no.
and lunges towards Ramis, attempting to bite his face.
Nice.
And the wolf is going to roll hit 16.
Oh, that's probably it.
Where's your, there it is,
14.
14. So the wolf lunges at you and it hits you for 13 piercing damage. Ouch.
That hurts.
Ouch.
Ouchies.
You also need to roll a strength saving throw. Do you want me to roll for you? So wait, saving throw modifier. Wait a second. Oh, so you rolled a 3 with a +0. So you just rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Even when I roll for you, it's bad. You want to roll for yourself because that was such a bad roll.
No.
What if I roll it again? You got a 3 again. The cards are against you.
Oh, crap.
Wow. So you are knocked down by the wolf. You take 13 piercing damage as the wolf pounces on top of you and bites at your flesh.
Wait, 26 total damage?
No.
Oh, I was like, Jesus,
13
okay.
piercing damage total. And he pierces the armor on your chest with his bite to deal 13 piercing damage, knocks you down onto the ground, and you are now prone. Yep, that's a little terrifying. And it is now Wolf C's turn, and Wolf C is going to throw itself at Zug. And 19.
What is with you and rolling 19s?
That was the first roll. The second
You know,
roll.
if I get an armor piece that just gives me one more plus AC, I will be safe for the entire game.
That's probably true. So it lunges towards Zug, and it is going to deal 11 piercing damage. And it goes and it bites at your arm, and one of its teeth goes like clean through some of the flesh, and blood starts to pour out. And as it is biting your arm, it also pounces on top of you and attempts to knock you prone. And you must roll a strength saving throw.
15.
That's going to pass. So you are still standing.
Of course it does.
I'm still standing after all this
How's
time.
Zug looking right now?
What?
How's Zug looking right now?
Not good.
Okay.
I can probably take 2 more bites.
Zug, what
then I will die.
percentage of goodness do you feel right now?
I feel the not good percentage.
It is Kane's turn.
Like what wolf was that one that just did that to?
See,
That was Wolf
Zug?
C.
Okay.
And Wolf A is standing on top of Ramis while he lies prone.
Oh my God, that's not good. Can Kane tell by looking at them which one appears to be a little closer to being done in for good?
Wolf A looks a lot more worse for wear.
really?
Is that the one on Ramis or on Zug?
The one on Ramis.
Okay,
Because I stabbed it with my shorty sword.
I'm gonna call for Ramis. Ramis,
Since
I've got
you
you.
did like 20 damage in the opener.
No, it's because I stabbed it with my shorty sword.
Hey, Bubba.
Definitely.
Paul reminds me.
That's 25 to hit,
That's going to hit.
and oh my God, 4 damage.
4 damage. Ooh. Ooh.
That's 2d10, by the way, that I throw for that.
You rolled 2d10 and you got 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's
A 3
sad.
and a 1.
That's very sad. This wolf looks like it is about to collapse, but it is still standing after all this time. Okay. Wait, are you stabbing it or are you firebolting it? I didn't even ask.
Firebolt.
It was a fireball. Ooh, this thing is singeing and it's smoking.
Smells
And you can
delicious.
smell the burning skin
Can I scrape off some of the sweat from like my body, the salty sweat, and just kind of flick it on the wolf?
If you want to do that as an action, I'll allow it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not moving. I have a free action.
Anyways, it's gonna be Syndra's turn now.
Lucky me. Okay.
Your Sylvanas
Alright.
thing again. That was cool.
Huh?
Do your Sylvanas thing again. That was neat.
Sylvanas thing?
Where you do
She's like
flips
the
and shit.
banshee
Like,
archer
you
queen.
fired one
Yeah.
at another. It was
Oh,
Sylvanas.
my whales from the grave.
Yeah, you got some Sylvanas vibes going on.
I don't think that's going to be necessary for this one. So I'm just going to try to knock out Wolf A with my crossbow. That one is still on Ramis, right?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Alrighty. 12.
Not going to hit.
Damn it! All right. That's all I can do then.
Ooh, but it was close. Syndra pierces an arrow through the sky and it grazes over the hairs on top of the wolf's head and hits a tree behind it. Mm.
I meant to do that.
Yeah, you did. It looked really cool. It's Zug's turn.
Can't believe that stupid wolf is still alive.
I will cleave at wolf number 3.
Wolf C.
22.
That's gonna hit him.
Nice.
7 damage.
Nice.
That's a nice chunk of damage.
Should I swing again?
You get a second attack in your action, right?
Yep.
So you get to attack again.
Nah, it's not gonna hit 9.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So with your cleaving swing, you smash the target with it's with the axe, right?
Yeah.
And the wolf takes a huge blunder and it's like breath like escapes out of its body like
Like that?
like that. And it's Ramisa's turn.
Wait.
Oh,
I will use second wind, 1d10 plus 5.
To like do more damage
8. No, heal 8.
to heal 8 to
Yep.
heal yourself.
And then
What is
so
second
the
wind?
wolf
Is it
is,
like a bonus action?
yeah, bonus action. Once for a short rest, you can use a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 5.
Okay.
So is that wolf still alive?
Mhm.
Okay. You may continue.
Despite being mounted and being terrified, Ramis finds the courage to mock his assailant.
Wait, let me look at the prone condition real quick.
I can still talk.
Yes. So you have disadvantage on attack rolls.
But I'm casting a spell.
Does the spell not have an attack roll?
No, this one
Okay.
just does damage and I have to save against it.
Okay. Yeah.
So can't think of anything clever, so he's going to mock it, and it needs to make a 15 or higher wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. Nope.
Yeah,
So you're gonna deal damage to it? What
Fuck
kind of
yeah, I
damage
am.
did it deal? Psychic?
yeah, 5 damage, and now it has disadvantage.
Oh shit. The wolf
Piece of
cries
shit.
out in agony and its face twitches violently and blood starts to leak out of its nose.
Goddamn right it does.
And it goes into a schizophrenic panic and falls to the floor.
Is it dead?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it deaded. Ugh.
as a bonus action. Wait, never mind. Zug, you're fine.
Oh, good.
Ramiz will get up off the ground.
That you can do that with the
Yeah.
movement portion. Okay, and we'll see who still has that knife stuck in his leg is going to attack Zag. And we'll see is very angry and enraged, and it attacks Zag. Ooh,
19.
18.
Wow.
Oh
It probably
boy.
says 19 and you're just being kind to me.
No, Ryan can see it. It gets a +5 once it's hit. So that is an 18.
It's 18.
He sees it. I don't lie.
Is that the same wolf that was wise enough to see through Rames's jibes?
No, that was the one that I just
That was
vanquished.
wolf play.
So it attempts to jump after you, and it barely grazes your attacking arm with its mouth, and you get a little bit of drool on your arm, but that's about it.
I splash the blood that's leaking from my arm on its eyes.
Ugh, blood! Ugh! Cloudy vision. Okay. It's Kane's turn.
Ramis, yours is vanquished, yes? You are
Yeah.
free of the clutches.
Yeah.
Right, so
Ramiz
I
is back
will-
on his feet
I
and
will firebolt the remaining wolf.
Firebolt. Firebolt.
22.
That's gonna hit it.
11.
11 damage.
11 damage.
11.
11.
So you scorch the wolf, and it gets really heavy burns on both of its front paws.
Oh.
Ooh.
On both of its front paws.
Yeah.
It's harsh.
Yeah.
How's it not dead yet?
We're just
Is it a
torturing
zombie wolf?
Yep.
It's Syndra's turn.
Which we're down to one, right?
Yeah, there's one wolf.
Wolf C.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to fire at Wolf C with my crossbow. Uh, 21.
That's going to hit. And
Excellent.
as you roll for your damage, take your moment of glory and describe how you kill it.
Aw.
Oh boy! All right, hold on.
Kill it.
Oop.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you your moment of glory.
Yeah, you will.
All right.
You do not need to roll damage.
Okay.
I know you want to. It has 2 health.
I got 9, so I'm up on it. Syndra will just do this like backflip for literally no reason and fire at it with mid flip.
That's just so
And she'll
showy.
say, and then she'll say hasta la bye bye.
I'll show a bye-bye, Wolfie. As she does a backflip and lands it perfectly and executes the wolf. The
Yep.
arrow flies between its eyes and hits it dead center. And you hear a final, very, very sad sounding whimper before it falls to the ground.
Okay.
And you've killed all the wolves!
Ramiz will
I
walk-
didn't think we could do it.
Were they in fact dire, of the dire variety?
Sounds like it.
They were pretty desperate.
Ramiz will walk over to the corpse and pull the knife he spotted from its shank.
Good idea.
Yeah. So the Wolf C, Ramis noticed that there was a knife in its leg. So Ramis, you walk over to the wolf and you grab the knife, and you have to use a good amount of strength to pull this knife out. It's very stuck deeply into
He'll put
its
his
leg.
foot on the corpse and
And the knife looks it's small but mighty and intricate.
Small but mighty. There's those.
Neat.
well, yeah, like what role can he use to understand its
You
intricacies
can just
better?
look at it. if you want.
Well, he's looking at it.
Okay.
He pulled it out to look at it.
Okay, you're looking at it. The knife is engraved with a rose and the word in all caps across the wooden handle says Barbu. The
Barbu.
knife says Barbu.
How's that spelled?
Barbu.
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 Barbu gave the wolf a boo-boo. That's what Ramis was saying.
The knife is covered in the insides of a wolf.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you clean off the knife just a little bit, you reveal
We'll use prestidigitation and
its super shiny undersurface. And roll a
just love it. To imagine everyone else's view of you.
I want you to roll
Arcana, history, deception.
Like-
Can I roll performance to examine the knife?
no. This would be like, it might actually be like survival.
What?
I don't know. I want him to roll to be able to understand like, what material this is.
I'm gonna go up to Ramis, watching him squint at it, and put my hand on his shoulder and say, "What have you got there, pal?" And
Give
I'll
Ramis
cast
a
guidance.
chance. Ramis rolls.
I cast.
I
okay,
want to-
fine. I won't cast guidance on you.
I want, what is the right thing for this?
I cast remove condescension.
Shush, you guys. What is, I want to end the session. What is the right thing for this?
I don't know. It could be nature or survival
Investigation.
Or
Investigation.
Oh, really? Damn it. That's the lowest of all the options.
Sorry.
13.
Okay. With a 13 investigation, this appears to be silver.
Badass.
Ramis will say, we may be in luck after all.
It is a very short knife. It's like this long. It's like a short blade.
It is a silver, but very short blade, as you can see.
It's like, it's a knife. Like I wouldn't even call it like
It's not like a dagger?
no, it's like a knife.
Like
It's
a
like
fine piece of cutlery.
kind of, yeah.
Really? So this is not like a weapon.
It is a weapon. You could consider it a weapon, but it more resembles a knife than a dagger.
Could it feasibly be thrown
Yes.
skillfully?
Yes.
Okay. Ramis will add.
Like imagine my really sharp small kitchen knife over there. It's like that. Like you could throw it, you could like stab somebody with it.
I pity whoever faced this dire wolf with this weapon, but it is ours now, and he'll, I don't know, hand it to Syndra.
You've acquired a small silver knife engraved with the rose and the word Barbu.
Awesome. Okay.
And with that, you are halfway from halfway to Kresk. And yeah, you should make it to Kresk in no time. Next time on Curse of the Dire Wolves.
Yeah.
Yay!
You guys did it. You didn't
We back with
die.
some shit.
Okay, quick
killed some
recap because I know
motherfuckers.
it's late. Let's do a quick recap.
I
So,
posted
Kill
it.
them.
who took notes
I did.
for a quick recap? Nathan, go for it. Josh, you took notes?
No, he did.
Oh, he's below you. On my screen, he's next to you.
He did.
Yeah, that's better. All right, Nathan, give us our recap.
So the party informed the church.
Excuse
that-
me. Excuse me. Excuse
You
me.
didn't say Cain. You said
Kane, give me our recap.
The party informed the church that the bones were lost in an attack by Strahd. And they in turn learned that they were the only thing protecting the chapel from Strahd and his forces. After the party rests and makes their way to Octavio's tower, sorry, then they make their way to Octavio's tower, as Syndra's found a note at the inn from Ez explaining that she was out to strategize.
To drop
Once-
maps many times over.
Once they arrive, they share a meal with Ez and ask her about vampires. She explains quite a bit and encourages the party to go out and prepare themselves, as well as Barovia's people, for the eventual assault on the castle and Strahd. The party continues its trip to Kresk and is interrupted by a dire wolf on the way. Syndra artfully does an invisible flip and critically strikes the dire wolf. However, another appears and leaps at Kane, who narrowly dodges. Zug steps in to protect Kane and boxes it out, getting a good hit in. Syndra later does some kind of haunting double attack. Kane gets in a firebolt.
Nailed it.
And I get in a firebolt. Ramis then manages a good hit on a second attack, but immediately afterwards is tackled by a wolf that bites through his armor, knocking him prone. After a few more heroic attacks, the party is victorious, and Ramis finds a knife stuck in one of the wolves. It has an engraving of a rose and the word Barbu. It appears to be made of silver.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for that recap. I love how
So
detailed
good.
the fight descriptions were.
If I
yeah,
hadn't, it would
so-
have been a very short description of the last 3 hours.
Yeah, it is true. Like you guys did not make a lot of progress, even though there was a lot of time. Not that you did not make a lot of progress. That's not true. But you guys we had a lot of time and didn't actually cover that much because a lot of the time was spent in combat or doing various stuff. So yeah, you guys made your way across the town. You saw lots of sad people. You got the wedding dress. You told Father Lucian what was up. He was freaked out. Everyone was freaked out. You left town with the gloom of Father Lucian sort of foreboding political warfare going on in Vallaki. You eventually make it to Van Richten's tower. And Ez is there, and you guys share a meal, and she gives you a bunch of information about vampires. She gives you a bunch of information about just what you should be doing and how to sort of piss off Strahd and about Strahd and what his tactics are. She tells you what her plan is and how she wants to sneak into the castle to basically murder him while he's asleep. And you guys very craftily tell her we're not ready for that, and she's like, yeah, I know, but you will be, and when you are, we're gonna do this. So she's kind of informing you of what her ultimate strategy is, and she's spending her time mapping things out so that you guys have a perfect route, supposedly. And then you guys go on your merry way, and you get attacked by some dire wolves. And you are able to emerge victorious. And yeah, one of the dire wolves that you found happened to have a little shank in its leg, and you pulled that out, and you're taking that with you.
Sweet silver paring knife.
Little silver paring
It is a
knife.
paring.
Yeah,
Must
it
have
kind
caught
of is
somebody
like
cooking.
a paring knife. So it can deal some damage, but it is a very short knife.
Is the flavor text on the tooltip for that knife, it still smells of onions or something like that?
No, this knife is of my own crafting, actually.
Silvery onions.
Ooh.
This is something I'm throwing in for later reference.
Fun,
Okay.
This is a Danny homebrew with the knife.
fun.
Okay. And with that, you're on your way to Kresk, and you're nearly there. So you should arrive pretty soon next session.
Yeah.
Woo.
Okay. And we're done.